right, hey guys. Hey. Hi, so the way I want to run this so that I can get through as many questions as possible is I want to make sure that everyone just asks me one question, and then you can go back to the line again. Last week in San Diego, it was so funny. I had people, and they'd come up to the mic and they'd be like, question number 1 of 55. You know what I mean? And I wanted to answer them all, but I just want to make sure I give everybody a chance. So just one question, if possible, and then we can get through lots. So go ahead, you're up. You're ready to go.
Okay, so Artemis from Austin, Texas.
Hi.
And I'm in the health and wellness space.
Mm-hmm.
And am I talking close enough to the microphone? There, that's good. So I migrated my business over to ClickFunnels in January. I created a continuity product primarily for women to help them fire their conventional doctors and be equipped with the tools and technologies to heal and thrive at all levels of life. I launched that program. I started generating some sales and conversions. I've got about 40 students. And then I realized that I'm not really sure if I want to work with older women who are sick. So I connected to this new tribe of people, and I'm about to launch a 10-day challenge that's simpler. And I'm going to launch it in July. And I'm using a very similar funnel for the 10-day challenge.
What's the price point?
$27 to $47.
Okay.
So the price point on my membership site is $97 a month.
Okay.
The price point on my 10-day challenge is $27 to $47. So I'm thinking, here's where I am, and here's where I'm choosing to go, and this is the right choice. So here's where I am. I've got my membership site. I've got my 10-day challenge. My 10-day challenge can reach a much larger audience. And I'm wondering, I'm choosing to launch the 10-day challenge, and can I go back and retool the membership site to have a different marketing message? And is it okay to put that on pause and then launch the 10-day challenge, execute that until it's phase 2, at the end of phase 2? And
I mean, if you don't like the people that you're attracting for that membership, that's because there's something in the sales message that's attracting that avatar. Yeah. So that is the key problem with that funnel. And so you need to change that. So what I would do is absolutely, I would shut the membership down so that you're not getting more people and trying to change it at the same time. So close it down. You can launch this 10-day challenge and see how, if it attracts the right avatar, and then you can reopen it with a new sales message.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so with the 10-day challenge, do I need to start at the beginning of phase 1 and go through all of that for the challenge, or?
Oh, are you talking about for the milestones?
Yeah, for the milestones. Or do I start at phase 2 and go from?
I think at this point, I would probably start you at phase 2 because you've already got, there's a lot of momentum going. You might as well use phase 2 and try it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go as you want, I would go back to the beginning and I would audit what you've done in the context of the milestones to see maybe what you might have missed.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hi there, Adrian from Sydney. I teach stock trading, share trading.
Sure.
I looked at this and I've got a bit of an ugly monster of ticks and crosses all over the whole thing. I just wanted to know how far back I need to go. So I've got an online program and a continuity program as well. They're selling mostly through sales calls that are booked through my funnel. I don't feel like I don't have all of the components for the stack to say, hey, I'm way down here.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to do some of this again to create additional parts to my offer to address those objections.
So, so this is a good question because he just asked it. You're kind of asking it. I'm sure a lot of other people are asking, okay, what do I do when I have a product or a service, but I'm not really at step 1 of the milestones, but it's not exactly working as I want it to work, right? Unfortunately, it's always a little bit more complicated to renovate an old home than it is to build a brand new one. Right? I know this because I did it. I bought a home from 1850s and renovating it was annoying. Building a brand new house is a lot easier. So one of the things you do when you renovate a new home is if you have to live in that home, you usually isolate your living area and you start one room at a time. So for a funnel, what I would do is I would first be really honest with yourself about what you don't like about what it's doing. He just came up to the mic and said he didn't like the avatar, right? You may love your offer, you may love your audience, but you just can't seem to get more people. Audit what the problem is. So if you were to identify, is the problem, I hate my customer? Is the problem, my product isn't actually fulfilling the way I expected? Or is your problem, I can't get enough people? What would your answer be of those three?
I can't get enough people.
Okay. So if you can't get enough people, is it because you don't know how to drive traffic, or the ads that you're using are not effective?
I think it's more that my product doesn't give them all the things that they need.
Or that they think they need.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a sales message problem, right? That sounds like what the problem is, like you're something about your sales message, because you're telling me that you like your offer, right? You like your offer?
I like a component of, the core component of my offer is good.
Are customers satisfied?
When they come in, yeah.
When they come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if you like your offer and the customers are satisfied, then really the only problem is you just need more customers. But what I'm hearing you say is that it sounds like there's a part of your offer that you're not really satisfied with and you want to adjust.
Yeah, I think there's some gaps to make it sell on webinar, for instance. I can sell it one-to-one. I don't feel like it will sell one-to-many.
Okay, so then that's the sales message. It's not the offer, right? Because what you're saying is once they're in, they're happy, but there's something about the sales message that you're afraid is not going to connect with the masses in the same way that it would connect with the one-on-one. That's the sales message. That's the way you present the offer. It's not the offer itself.
Okay.
So what I would do is I would go through the milestones. You should, in theory, since it's already created, be able to do milestone 1 and be like, yep, I have that. Yep, I have that. And you'll be able to, and the minute that you feel any resistance is probably where you need to go back. And since you kind of already know it's the sales message, you can do one of two things. You can go back to the quick start videos that Russell does about offer hacking. You could dive into Secrets Masterclass if you want and binge out on Steven's belief stuff if you want, right? To try to perfect your sales message.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest problem because it sounds like the offer's doing awesome. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Cool.
Hi, Julie. So I had a membership beta group, need to scratch it after being here this week, and now I want to start with a course. So my question is, how long do I need to build up pressure before I release the first beta course?
Well, it depends on how many people you want to release it to.
Okay, so set a cap, 100 people, and then I can
set a goal. Yeah, so set a goal. Some people are like, I just want to launch to 30 people because I'm afraid this is going to suck and it's better to fail in front of 30 than in front of 100.
Sure.
Other people are like, I want as many people as possible, so I'm going to set my goal to 500 people and then I'm going to... You don't really need to build pressure longer than a week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it's just whatever it takes to get you the number of people you need, and then you start building the pressure.
Sure. And then the only other thing is, how do I piss off not piss off the group of people that have trusted me since day one? I feel like I'm just going to bounce because I have to, because I'm putting so much attention into this membership group.
Okay. You have to be more specific. You're going to, your membership?
Yeah, I've got a current membership where I've got 40, 50 members right now, but I know I don't need to be focusing on it.
Are they paying you monthly?
Yes.
What are they paying you?
$30. It's really low.
And what are they expecting from you?
I do daily videos, workouts. I do way too much for what they're paying me.
Okay.
So it's a lot of energy that I would rather direct to a course and go that direction.
Okay, so you are going to have to keep serving them and launch the course until the course makes enough money that you can say, hey guys, this is over.
Okay.
You got to hold both in your hand, or you can shut the membership down, but you'll lose the revenue and it might take you a little while to build it up. So if your budget can't handle the loss in revenue, you have to go full force on both.
Okay.
And then once this starts making money, then you can close this down. It's really important though to create a closing down as a good thing. You have to work on the PR angle.
Okay.
So that they don't get really annoyed.
Sure, they get lifetime access to all my new programs or something.
Yeah, when in doubt, just be gracious then. Be like, you guys came with me from the beginning, you did this. I actually did that. I had a product and I realized midstream it wasn't a good idea. And I was like, listen, I know I said this, but I need to change. I'm sorry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this for free because you guys have been with me from the beginning.
Awesome.
And it totally changed the narrative.
Okay, thank you.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm having a challenge structuring a funnel in a way that makes sense. So you did an Audible a few weeks ago on one of my partner studios, the yoga studio.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a yoga studio, and it started out just having yoga.
Yeah.
And this year, we've added massage, float, infrared therapy, halo therapy, and body talk. So we got all these different things. So it's really becoming a wellness center.
Okay.
I don't know how to structure the funnels with that.
So what's the best selling package?
Well, right now it's yoga.
And that's because that's what you're known for.
Right.
Right. So what you need to do is you need to do a big push for a new package, right? Because right now nobody knows you or knows the studio as anything other than a yoga studio.
Well, the people in-house do, and they're starting to use these services. And that's going really well, and we do have packages like that. We have platinum packages that has yoga and these different modalities as well. So
why can't you just create a special offer with a lead gen funnel for a new service and run traffic?
Well, that's what we were doing, but when it comes down to actually laying the funnel out, I've laid it out in different ways and put different pages in different places, and I can't really figure out how to do that to make sense.
Every single local business that's generating leads has an opt-in and a thank you page, and anything more than that is really, I mean, you could technically take payment right online. You could do opt-in page, order form, order confirmation.
And we've got that in scheduling as well.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure. I know that a lot of the businesses that are using funnels in their local businesses are just doing lead gen. And most of the pipeline happens when they come in to redeem their voucher, when they come in to start their challenge or something like that.
So do a lead gen for all of those different modalities individually or all together?
No, not all together. Focus on one.
Okay.
And change out the offers so that they're seasonal packages, so that there's scarcity
which we've written
out
different offers to do that with.
So like it's the summer, right? It's summer. So people don't care about saunas in the summer or whatever. Like think about what they care about in the summer, right? In that local area, what's going on? Create a hook, create a reason that you have this package. The 4th of July, whatever, redeem, blah, 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 blah.
Right. So don't necessarily then have a funnel that has all these modalities.
No.
Do these single funnels and drive traffic through them.
Yeah.
And not even do anything online, but have them do the voucher redeemable at the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'll play with that, and you'll probably see me online again.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Julie. Carla. I make iPhone apps, and I'm having a question about which direction I should go. So I have a book out called Idea to iPhone, and it's a non-technical guide to creating apps. I created that into a master course, which it's a beta right now. And that's one product offering in the wealth market. Now, the other area is I have people who downloaded my app. And with that, I have a email list of around 40, 50,000 people. And they're in a private Facebook group, blah, blah, blah. And that's in the wellness area. The people in my email list are not necessarily people who want to build apps.
No.
Right. So I'm scattered in 2 different directions in 2 different markets. And from your perspective, and I think you already got a penny drop on you, but you're smiling, is what would you do if you were in my shoes? Which direction would you go?
So do you need money?
Yeah.
I mean, we all need money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I'm saying there are some people who are like, yeah, I need money, but my husband has a good job, and this is, and then there's people like me who's like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, divorcing, and I don't know how I'm going to put food in my mouth.
Well, we're renovating our kitchen, so I need that money.
Okay, but
that's not very desperate.
That's definitely a first world problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
So you don't have like a true like back against the wall moment right now. You just can't make up your mind as to whether you want to go into the iPhone app space for, you know, making money versus the health space with the app that you currently have.
Right. So teaching people how to make their own apps. And I have a great case study.
But what's the health one?
Okay, so the health one, the app that I have is a gratitude journal. So these are people who probably had some sort of traumatic event in their life.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. Which customer do you like better?
Oh, yeah, that's, ooh. Well, okay, so my iPhone course is the female entrepreneur. Love her.
There you go. There's your answer.
But I do love the people of my tribe, too.
But do you love them like you want to save them and they're going to eat you?
Like, what do you mean, eat me?
Well, because it sounds like there are people that you love, but that if you give yourself too much to them, they will eat you. And like you'll be dead and burned out and exhausted and hate your life because you hate your customer because they have so many problems.
So here's the thing with the iPhone app world is, with the teaching the iPhone app, is the process for them to start the course to actually launching their app and getting it on the App Store is long.
Yeah.
It's beyond the stretch of the course.
So you kind of have high maintenance customers in both directions. It sounds like people who have, traumatic, you have to be like Mother Teresa type person to really want to work with those people in any kind of high touch capacity because it's hard. It's like slogging through a lot of painful things with that market. With the women entrepreneurs who you're launching an iPhone app, that's also a long journey, but usually it's not quite as much of an emotional journey. So my answer to you is go sit down and think about which journey feels more life-giving to you and choose that one.
Okay, thank
you. And
you.
if you decide that with the iPhone, you may need to create offers that have quicker wins. Like I was telling you yesterday with the testimonials, like how to come up with your app idea. Like you could create an entire course on how to come up with an app idea when you don't have an app. Like, you know what I mean? You can create like little things that create that momentum and that might help.
Perfect.
This health people over here, if you start to interact with them and do any kind of high touch thing, it's one thing to sell people an app and stay removed from that avatar. But if you get in the game with them, you're going to need a lot of space and patience and emotion to be able to handle what you've just accumulated over here. Because it's like 40,000 people with really big issues.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Julie.
Hey, Julie, Blake Castle. I currently have two businesses. One, we make elastic tubing workout systems. I've been doing that since '98.
Okay.
We sell on Amazon. And then in 2009, we launched Live Exercise, which has the content, the workouts for the bands.
The bands? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the bands, elastic tubing workouts, so bands.
Okay, cool.
So we have 1,400 members in Live Exercise. They pay $10 a month. It's what Russell said. I don't really want to service them anymore. I'm in there doing live workouts 4 days a week. It's a lot.
This is like a room full of my people who like over-deliver and over-deliver.
Right. So we want to combine now for my sweet spot. My sweet spot is helping guys over 35 turn it around. We have the name of the program. We're taking a lot of the best stuff from what we had in Live Exercise and putting into this program. So my concern is looking at the trail is that we already kind of have, I'm nervous because we already have what we think is what our guys have been asking for, what they want from the last 9 years. And from you guys, you're saying launch and ask them what they want, but we kind of knew what they wanted. So my concern is launching and then really diving, doing a nosedive and falling flat. So what's your exact question? Just your recommendation. I mean, we have the information from the past 9 years from guys for what they want.
Right.
But looking at if I'm following the path of what you guys, then at some point, if I pre-launch, I'm asking them what do you guys want from us? But we already have.
Oh, you don't have to ask. Yeah, you don't have to ask them that. You can skip that.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
And technically, there's no ask campaign in the first 2 phases of the milestone for the digital. So if you start, did you start in Secrets Masterclass?
Yes.
Okay, so that might be why. Because in Secrets Masterclass, he talks about the ask campaign, right? And I think like 50% of people that were in Masterclass, they stop right there. Like that's where they get paralyzed and they hit a wall. And so when we were all in that room building the milestones, I suggested that we don't do an ask campaign in those first 2 milestones. And you have the advantage of having all of this history and all of this information. So trust your gut, trust your instinct, trust your experience, and trust what information you already have, because chances are at this point you don't need to ask them what to offer them because you already know your customer really, really well. So don't doubt yourself there.
All right, that's what I need.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Cool.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
My name's David Boyd. I'm a doctor in Phoenix, Arizona. And I've got to a place where I'm sick and tired of seeing people die younger than they should, have lives that aren't all that they could be because of chronic disease and so forth and so on. And so the market I was targeting was entrepreneurs, specifically men, like 40s to 50s, that from having conversations with these men, one of the big things that I've found from them is two things: time, which they can't buy more of, and the second thing is fear of death. Is that, they've spent all this time to build and accumulate and so forth and so on, and they're afraid of losing it.
Yeah.
And so the product that I wanted to bring forth was basically a very high-end executive physical that was comprehensive, where folks would fly out to Phoenix and we would do this comprehensive evaluation, not only of their body, but also in terms of their relationships, finance, so forth and so on. The ticket price for that was going to be $10,000.
Okay.
And then once they've exposed where they're at in their life, then from that place of fact, that if they wanted to have a coach, a physician coach that was going to lead them to this new area over a course of 6 months, that would be a $25,000 ticket.
Got it. Okay.
What my question is that a fool's game to step forth into the marketplace with such a high ticket item right from the get-go?
No. No, like Alex Hermosi's low ticket tripwire is $16,000. That's his tripwire. And so he always jokes, like Alex and Layla, do you know them?
No.
Okay. So they do gym launch secrets, right? And Russell
I saw them at Funnel Hacker.
Yeah. Okay. So Russell's like, do a free plus shipping for $795. He's like, dude, my lowest price product is 16 grand. And so there are multiple ways to skin a cat. And so if you're targeting the high executive type customer, right? $10,000 is not a big deal for what you're offering them in terms of that sort of holistic, I'm going to check out your body, but I'm also going to check out your diet and your finances and your relationships. And it's a physician, which immediately raises your value in the marketplace from just any old Joe Schmo who got a life coaching license and slapped it on the wall. So you already have that. And so 10,000 to 25,000 is actually, I was waiting for you to tell me it was going to be more expensive to fly them to Phoenix for that evaluation. And I was like, 10 grand. Oh yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, thank you.
It's totally fine.
Thanks.
Okay. Hi.
Hey, Julie.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, you can do it at 10K because that's where you feel comfortable, but then you'll raise your price. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, Julie. Tammy again.
Hi.
Hey, okay, so you know my backstory.
Yep.
Somewhat. My avatar and my who are women that are in my situation, which is either going through divorce or just through divorce, need to create income yesterday.
Yep.
And in addition to that, women who need help in their marriage, and also engaged couples.
So right away, there's way too much. Way too much. I'm just like, oh my God, that's a huge issue. That's a huge issue. That's a huge issue. That's a huge issue.
Okay, that's my question is, where do I start? Because in my situation, I want to help. Okay, so to back up a minute, I own the domain 7figurewomen.com. Okay? If I can help women move from zero income to 5 figures, even 1 comma, to 6 figures to 7 figures via women like you, Caitlin, Kyle, through that, do I separate that because they're two categories, wealth and relationships? I also want to help the women who are either facing divorce or already in divorce. So should I separate all that? And then I've got the whole engaged couples because I want to give them like...
Yeah, you have to totally pick one.
Separate all of it.
You totally have to pick one. So here's the thing. I help a lot of women who have really shitty circumstances. But I do not advertise that I am a life coach that's going to help you with your shitty circumstances.
Right.
Right? So at the end of the day, the women that you're talking about are the exact same avatar. That's my avatar.
Exactly.
Or, used to be. I don't actually just serve them anymore because that was never my message. My message was always, I'm going to help you build a business so that you can have financial freedom and financial security.
Yes, and that's one of my primaries.
Okay, so if...
helping me get to you.
So one of the things is that you need to give them, it's like the hierarchy of needs. They cannot even... Like when you're in the middle of a divorce, yeah, it sucks and you feel horrible, but if you don't have food on the table, your emotional issues take a super back seat to making money. And so you have to be able to sell a ticket out, right? You have to be able to sell skills. So for you, I would, if I were you, because you own 7figurewomen.com, but if you haven't made your million yet, I think that you should probably take a little bit of a Steve Larson approach where you begin publishing and you begin documenting your journey to becoming a 7-figure woman. And then what will happen is naturally people will start following you who are a few steps behind you. And you'll start to amass a following because you're on your journey to becoming a 7-figure woman through affiliate marketing, through digital marketing, through whatever you decide to do. But you can tell people like, come with me, like I'm going to do this and I'm going to show you my failures and my wins, but you cannot yet create a 7-figure or a 6-figure, whatever, business in a woman until you can turn around and be like, hey guys, look, I just did it. Here, this is what you can do.
Right, and I fully understand that. That's where I thought, okay, I can, the book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, it's about everybody's story. So if I can share your story and then here's how Julie did it, the digital gangsta, and then I sell that, and
so that's an affiliate marketing model that works perfectly with publishing. So you're like, okay, I'm going on this journey to become a 7-figure woman. So look, I found this woman, boom, affiliate link. Here's this woman, boom, affiliate link, right? Like as you're building an asset, I have so many people who come to me and they want to help women, but they haven't yet created a skill set that they can then turn around and give to them. So as you're learning a skill set, you can show them what you're doing, make the affiliate money back, but you need to develop that skill set so that eventually you can sell that.
Okay, so in your case, like I bought your digital gangsta.
Yep.
So do I need to fully learn that before I can sell it, affiliate sell it?
No, you can sell that.
Because I want to share your story on that as well.
Yeah. Oh, you can totally do that, but you need an audience, right? Right. So you need an audience to be able to like, hey, you guys should totally take this course. You should totally do this. So that is where I'm talking about publishing your journey.
Yes, like this is what I'm doing.
This is what I'm doing. Come on, you can do it.
I'm doing this. I'm doing Julie's course because it's going to get me here.
Right, but in the meantime, you have to actually use my course to create a business that will be making you money independent of the people that are following you.
Right, and to get going because I need money right away.
Right, so
I can affiliate. I mean, I create the affiliate income.
But what I'm saying to you is that you cannot build a following and sell something to them until you haven't. Like, you can sell the digital gangsta as an affiliate, but what I'm saying is you have to have a freelance business or a business of your own independent of them to prove that you can build a business so that you can then turn around and be the expert to them. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I am doing that. I'm doing, like, do what Russell says, do what Julie says. I've started doing social media management.
Perfect.
I have
there you go.
4 clients now.
Perfect. Okay.
4 fairly well-paying clients.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So now you have a social media management freelance business that's making you money.
Yes.
So now you can go to your people who are following your journey and say, hey, look, I took the digital gangsta. I read Expert Secrets. Now I have these clients. And they're going to be like, oh, what'd you do? Well, this is what I did here. Mm-hmm. So the affiliate money, but like until this, do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you have to build that up first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just leave the other one sitting for the time.
Just document it, and the people will naturally start following you.
Okay.
They'll start following you, and then you can start doing affiliate offers.
Okay, and then the whole engaged couples, women.
Just completely ignore that right now.
For now.
Like engaged couples, divorced women, they will naturally, if you're documenting your story, they'll naturally find you.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
so I want to affiliate your program.
Perfect.
Okay.
That would be awesome. Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I have the tall person mic.
That's okay.
My question is in regards to yesterday you had said about accountability being one of the most important things.
Yes.
Building a program, and it really spoke to me. We have a beta, has about 32 people in it, and it's been a struggle to bring them along and get them to finish. Just a couple people have, and they've had great results, but I'd love more. And so one of the ideas we had was to relaunch the course. So we just gave them the course as the beta, right?
Well,
Here
that's the first problem.
Yes. So we had thought of doing a weekly thing where we, do a new module every week or whatever made sense to roll it out. Is that the best? I was just wondering, is that the best way to breed accountability? And then if there were other ways that would naturally bring it
So the best way to breed, so the first way to breed accountability is to charge them money.
Yeah, and the beta is paid. It's a paid beta.
Oh, good. Okay. So then the second way to create accountability is usually through some sort of gamification.
Okay.
So if your course doesn't naturally have a real tangible result, you're going to have to make one up.
No, it has one in that they'll have the skill set to start their own food photography business at the end.
Okay, so they'll have the skill set to start their own food photography business at the end. Will the business actually be built, or will they just have the skill set to build it?
It's really niche. So it's a food photography business that serves bloggers because there's actually a real need for it.
So funny, I have a client in that exact space.
Yeah, and I'm a blogger.
Okay.
And so we, as a blogger and friends with, I can actually say you need to advertise in these groups. We, as part of it, a business plan or business, this is where you need to be, this is what you need to have. Here are some people as part of the.
But you have to get them to actually do it.
Yes.
So that has to be built into the course.
Right.
Right. So this action item today, go set up your whatever. Tomorrow, go do this.
So yeah, we're people have gone through it and they're paying their more. There's a couple great stories, and then there's a whole chunk of people who are still learning the focus on their camera. You know what I mean? Styling.
I think this is just a learning.
Yes.
No course is going to have 100% success rate, right?
So 2 out of 30.
Yeah, it's you want. It's just the thing is if people are stuck on how to focus their camera,
they're just not doing it.
So just not doing it. I mean, the biggest thing to do is to create gamification, to create some sort of prize if you get to a certain spot. If you want to get really crazy, you can give people limited time access to the program. It's you have this program for 3 months, right?
Right.
To kind of push them to finish. Reaching out to them one-on-one, asking them what they're stuck on, realizing is there something in the course material that's stopping them. When I launched the Digital Gangsta in Module 1, I had a lecture in there, and everybody just was like, nah, bam, and they just all stopped.
Right.
Figure out where those blocks are and release the pressure.
And so just to follow up on the thing I said at the beginning, should we focus on a second group of 30 who pays and release it week by week and see if there's a better result? Is it worth trying?
It's worth trying, but yeah, it's worth trying.
It's probably more of the things built in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey.
What's up, Julie? So yesterday I was in some Facebook groups. I was answering some questions.
Yeah.
And so there's one guy, I answered this one question, and this one guy was loving it and stuff, and just kept answering me questions and asking me other questions and more questions. And I feel like I was answering more answers and stuff. And so when is the right time to maybe even just say, hey, just call me or get on a call with me, or do we just keep on giving them more stuff and more stuff?
So the good news is if it was a busy thread, lots of people will see that. So just, it's you're sewing it for the 3 people, not just that guy.
Okay.
But at the same time, that's I mean, at some point you have to stop and get off Facebook and, go shower. You know what I mean? So if he's like keeps asking you, I would say to him after a couple of that exchange back and forth, I'd say, hey, listen, I got a jet, I got a doctor's appointment, but I would totally love to continue this conversation. Hit me up on private message or send me an email or whatever, and we can continue later, but I got to go.
Awesome. Cool.
And then that way it's like there's a reason you're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay.
Hi, Julie. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to come and honor you.
Oh.
I hid behind my computer screen for almost 10 years because my false belief was that there was no place for women in this industry. And it wasn't until I saw you and felt you and heard you that it really helped me to step out from behind my computer and not be the ghostwriter or the copywriter or the agency freelancer that someone else was pimping out. So I really appreciate you and thank you. And overnight last night, I just got like my huge opportunity, and I would not have been able to do it without you. And I almost sat in bed last night going, what would Julie say? What would Julie say? What would Julie say? So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Hey, Julie.
Hi.
I have a course that I'm helping agencies scale to 6 figures. It's
Sure.
$997. On the back end, I'm selling a one-on-one coaching program for $5,000.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to qualify somebody that's already a buyer of the $997 to be a buyer of the $5,000 without sacrificing the conversion. So would I have like a form? Or like, since they already bought the $997, would like a one-click upsell do it, or a Calendly link to my call? Like, what's your experience?
So I think probably the best things, you've already qualified them because they've spent $600, right? So they're already,
yeah.
oh, $997?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're already fairly qualified. What I would do if I were you is I would include in that $997 a quick start call as part of your stack.
Oh, nice.
It's a quick start call, but it's a sales call.
That goes into the email, the confirmation email or something like that?
Yeah, I'd be like, well, so I would make it as part of your stack. Like, in addition to all this, like, you're going to get a quick start call.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so then what I would also do is in the lecture itself, like, schedule your quick start call, right? And so, and then what you can do is you can upsell them on that call.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Julie, Joel Lewis. Quick question about the business intensive.
Sure.
So you complete the business intensive with the client, the 2 hours. Do you have any specific pointers or things that you're looking at to figure out what is that funnel you're going to build for them? Like, so I have a client who has like everything, right? They have the low cost offer, they have the high ticket, they have everything, but they do not have a funnel at all.
Yeah.
So is there something that you look at specifically, say, okay, this is going to be the core funnel?
Well, okay, so it's different. I've done a lot of intensives, and it's different for every customer. What I would say is when you're doing an intensive, and you'll see me doing this with you guys, like when you guys ask me questions on funnel audibles and stuff, ask is, you want to try to figure out what is the net. And what I mean by that is, like, when you go fishing, all right, or I used to go crabbing with my dad all the time, and I'd have like the little piece of chicken, we'd throw it in the thing, and the chicken would be there, and the crab would bite, and then we'd use the net to catch it. So the net is like the core, it's like the back end, it's the thing that's gonna be the biggest money maker that they have. Now, for a lot of people, it's like a big course or a coaching program, but for some people, it's still a small product. So I can't just say, oh, the core is always the one that's gonna cost $500 or more, because it may be a $37 product. But you gotta look for that net, because if you think of it in a fishing analogy, if I'm gonna go fishing and I've got like fish coming in, like I wanna scoop them up. Build the net first, build the back end, build the core first. So when you're in an intensive, try to ask questions that get to the core of what would be that thing that they could really sell. And then once you've built that out, and usually it's an application funnel, it's a webinar funnel. If it's a really low cost product, it might be an SLO funnel. Like, it's hard to tell, it depends. And then once you have that core product, then go over here and look at all their other products and be like, okay, what would be a great front-end funnel to help us acquire leads so that we can dump them in this net over here.
Okay, so you wouldn't do a free plus shipping if they have a book already. You wouldn't do a free unboxing funnel, like free plus shipping in front, and then goes up.
So if somebody comes to me as an intensive, and I want to create a good win, and they're focused on a free plus shipping book funnel, I'm going to ask them, what are you going to do with that customer once they become a customer? And if they say, oh, well, we have this cool coaching program, or, oh, we have this SaaS, or, oh, we have this whatever, I'd be like, cool, all right, let's focus on that. And if they're like, I'm not really sure, I just wrote a book and I want to sell it, then I'm going to be like, well, the intensive actually should be, we know you want a book funnel here, but what are you going to do with that lead? Because a book funnel is never going to make you, like, Russell doesn't make his millions on Expert Secrets. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's like about shifting the customer to understand that if you get a customer from your book, that's awesome, but what are you doing with them? And that's where I would spend the bulk of the intensive designing that, and then building the book funnel just becomes like the machine.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I also had a question about the intensive. Yesterday you mentioned 4 types of businesses to target for that.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what those 4 were.
Oh, yeah. So coaches and consultants, right? It's really powerful because you can make a lot of money for them fast. Course creators that have an established following already, right? Like, oh, I have 5,000 followers wherever, and I want to do a course. E-commerce sellers that are already making some decent money. Those would be my top 3 people that I would want to work with first, and then I would go to local business. But that's just my personal preference. A lot of local businesses, really, when you do an intensive, the only thing that you can offer them at the end is lead gen funnel and like content, social content strategy and ads. You can't like build all these cool funnels for a local business. Usually it's the e-commerce and the coaches and the consultants that have, more room to play with.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So I run a recipe website, and I'm going to be launching a paid meal planning site to go along with it. So it's going to be a membership site, the second site. And I know yesterday you had said that if we had a membership to try and start it as coaching, but I don't see that type of format working with meal planning. So I was wondering if there was another way you think maybe I could test the product, or if I should just jump right into the membership site that we have already sort of designed and been working on.
Offer an option for monthly or unlimited.
Okay.
So the idea is when they come in, it's like you can pay $15 a month, or you can spend $97 and it's unlimited and it's all access. Like you don't ever have to pay again. Okay. What you do there, because here's the reality. The reality is that the average person is going to spend 3 months in a membership max. Okay. So how much is your membership?
Probably 17.
17, okay. So the average person is going to spend 45 plus, 17 times 3 is what?
Like 40.
51.
51.
I'm so glad that you guys didn't answer that right away. 51. So the average person is going to spend $51 with you. So if you position it as, hey, here's this membership, it's $17 a month, or you can get unlimited lifetime access to everything forever and a day, amen, for $77. Okay. You're going to make way more money selling it as a course than you are as a membership.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Julie. We talked a little bit about who and what back at Final.
You were at my table like almost the whole time. That was awesome.
Yeah, you were just so interesting. So my big question is around the who or what. I have a coaching business. I have some coaching clients. I have some agency style clients that I do Facebook ads for. And I really want to do the whole digital thing, or the digital course creation and kind of that whole roadmap. So after funnel hacking, I went and I thought, okay, I'll teach people how to build coaching businesses. So I did an ask campaign. I bought coachingsecrets.com for a nice healthy sum of money.
I was going to say, I bet that was expensive.
So, it was. But I think it's going to be worth it. So anyway, I did the ask campaign and it was just crickets and nobody bit, and I'm kind of thinking I'm trying to address too general of a market, and then so I'm just kind of stuck on like who I want to serve and what results.
Who's your favorite customer or client right now?
Probably coaching clients that I'm just kind of helping.
But who? Like who? Give me like a little more specific. Are they female? Are they male?
Mostly male, yeah.
Okay.
I have a female client. But
and what kind of businesses are they creating?
A lot of them are just kind of interested in the online space, and I've gotten a lot of track work on, helping people with the technical aspects of things. I actually created a course called Up and Running with ClickFunnels that kind of goes through the technical setup of everything, and had a little bit of success with that. But that's what I'm really unclear of, is I don't have like a clear type of person that I really like to serve.
Okay.
So
most of your clients are male, and they're in the coaching space, and they're internet marketers?
They're wanting to start their own coaching businesses. So like for instance, one guy wants to start a health business, so I'm kind of helping him with that. Another guy's, he's bounced around to different businesses, and I'm just kind of more life coaching and kind of accountability at that point.
So I feel like you probably need to do a little bit more soul searching as to the kind of like the question of who and result. I feel like, don't ask the who. What is the one thing that when you got out of bed in the morning, you could look at and be like, I helped that happen? What would that be?
I'm not sure at this point.
Right, that's okay, that's okay. So, but I feel like the more you get in touch with like, I want that to happen, I'll do anything to make that happen. And if you decide that what that is something that somebody else is doing already, like, for example, like you say, I want to help people get into the 2 Comma Club, like that's what I want to do, like with the tech, with the strategy, with the tactics, with that, like then that's okay. What you have to find, and I think Steven said this yesterday evening, it's like, you're going to sell what I sell, what Russell sells, what other people sell, but they're going to resonate with you because of something in your personality, in your life circumstances, in your story, and your hook that's going to make them go, I want to work with you.
Okay.
And so I feel like you need to, number one, find out what's going to wake you up and get you out of bed in the morning and make you like crazy passionate and like, I'm just going to do this no matter what. And then the second thing is, if you realize that what you want is like a really big red ocean, because it probably will be, because everything's a red ocean, right? Then come over here and look at what is in your life and your story and your personality that will attract people. So like, do you know who Catelyn Bettridge is?
Yeah, I've seen him in the
So like, I've been working with him to try to figure out what his angle is, because he's in affiliate marketing. It's a red freaking ocean as far as the day is long. And so I'm trying to pull out of his personality, what is that like quirky thing about you that's going to attract people to you that are never going to resonate with me? In fact, Russell now is actually having other people start to do the ClickFunnels webinar, because he realizes that it's about the voice of the person who's saying the message as much as it is the message. And so that is something maybe you have to do in your own self.
Yeah, so just as you were saying that, helping people in the same way that you and Steven and Russell do, I think that's probably what I really like to do, but I think I kind of have a little disconnect. Well, Julie and Steven and Russell are already doing that, so I can't do that.
Right, and so the problem is when you have a lot of big names in the space, their imposter syndrome creeps in, and you're just like, well, it's already being done, right? But there's something in your past, in your story, that's going to hit people that I will never be able to reach. And you've got to find that, and you've got to dig deep, and you've got to create that attractive character, because they're going to be attracted to you. And then just go for it. Because, I mean, I know we talk a lot about the red ocean and the blue ocean and throwing the rocks and the new opportunity and all this kind of stuff, and then we get paralyzed because we can't ever imagine being as good as the people that we see. Like, I feel that all the time. Like, Russell's like the king of marketing. Like, what could I possibly add? Right? But that doesn't matter, because I have a voice and a story that's different than Russell's, and I will attract people differently.
Okay. Can I ask one quick follow-up question?
I don't know. Ask your peers, because they're all waiting.
It was just about like, leveraging your background, and so like, I've kind of had an interesting past in that I've always kind of excelled at a lot of things, So I don't feel like I relate to like the normal, Joe Schmo, if that makes sense. I've been in the startup world, won the biggest business competition in the country, and
keep digging.
Been out to Silicon Valley and what?
Keep digging.
Okay.
I'm sure there's something.
Okay.
You must have something there.
Yeah.
You do. I'm sure of it. Just I would dig a little deeper.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm Aubrey. I'm a blogger, and I was part of this mastermind with 7 other bloggers, and we have all been pretty successful. So we decided to create a coaching course, right, to get people in.
Hold the phone. How many?
It's 7 others. So there's 8 of us total.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Are you all splitting the revenue?
We are. Whoa. So we've talked about this. It's not our sole source.
Okay.
So between
like 8 people?
So between the 8 of us, we have 30 million followers.
No, I know, that's awesome, but oh my gosh.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I just I have so many red flags in my head.
Okay.
Just the impact that you have is amazing, right? But even here with the 2 CCX coaches, right? You think about it, there's 5 of us, right? We all have our own businesses, we're all making money, we're all getting paid, but there's somebody, we're all partners, we're all JV partners, but Russell is our leader,
right?
And Russell is in charge, and Russell is the one.
Right.
8 equal partners is a disaster. You are headed for the iceberg on the Titanic, and your boat will split into 8 bajillion pieces. It is only a matter of time. I would bet my entire business on it.
Okay.
So,
awesome.
Okay, now ask your question.
Thank you.
I hate to say it, but I seriously
No, that's fine. I appreciate the feedback. So here's the question.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so bad. I should have just let you ask your question.
So we're at the very beginning of all of this, right?
Okay, good.
And we've got this course. So it's a quick course. It's just mainly the tripwire, getting people in, basically creating bloggers that then we're going to hold their hand through everything, all of our courses, blah, blah, blah.
Okay,
right?
What's the price point?
So initially we launched it at 27. I think we did an Audible with you and you were like, mm-mm. So we have, behind that, we had an offer bump of 12, and behind that, a one-time offer of 77.
Oh, I remember you now. Okay. Yeah.
So where we're running into issues, if they go through this first course, right now we're giving that away for free, but when they go through it, there's a high ticket affiliate that we get, but we're trying to get people to go through it. So there's an accountability issue, trying to get them to go through it. So we've come up with a couple of options. Yesterday you said something about a similar situation and you had them show a receipt and they got something.
Yep.
So we've talked about that. Mm-hmm. The concern there is a little bit of scalability.
Yeah.
The other issue, or the other thing we talked about was, now I can't remember it. Hold on.
I just remember that the thing that you were selling, I told you to make free.
Yes. So we made that free. Oh, shoot. Sorry, challenge. So what you were talking to Stephanie about earlier.
Oh, about making a challenge, okay.
Mm-hmm, so creating sort of some kind of a challenge, a game, something to keep them on track, to get them going through it. To do that, to then have some kind of a prize or something at the end. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're going to use what we're trying to get them to use.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What do you want?
What do I want? What's the point?
What do you, no, you the human, not your entity, but you. Right. What will get you up out of bed racing to do a full board? What will you do?
Helping people. I really like helping people. Blogging changed my life. It's insane. My life is night and day. And I feel like it's so empowering and people have no idea. I mean, even here, people see bloggers Sorry, I'm overtired. But
no, you're getting emotional for a reason.
Because it's something I'm passionate about.
Yeah, okay. So why do you need 7 other people when your entire life and your story has changed so much? Why do you need 7 people?
I don't need 7 people. These other 7 people have become my family.
Right.
We're tied, we're family, and they're my sisters.
I know. That's even all the more reason you should not do this.
I see what you're saying, but honestly, and I'm listening. I'm just not going to change my mind right now.
I know, and that's fine. I don't expect you to change your mind right now because I know that's a lot in place. But I'm just thinking, okay, $27 product divided by 8.
Oh, there's no profit in that $27.
There's no profit anywhere.
Right.
I worked with a business and we had 3, I had a business client who had 3 owners. Do you know how much drama was in that 3-person partnership and how much money they had to make just to make $3,000 a month for each person?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I'm saying is okay, so you can ride that ship, but ultimately at the end of the day, there was an emotional moment in you just now, which means you have a story to tell. You have experience and you have women who need you, right? And the only way that you're going to really be able to help the women who need you is to have enough wealth that you can do whatever you want to reach them without needing to worry about scraping for the bills.
Well, none of us are. We all have enough wealth off of our blogs that this is our passion project.
Okay, so is this almost like a charity almost?
I mean, it's not a charity, but we are all investing significant amounts of money. We're all already making 7 figures off of our blogs. We're not strapped. This is a passion for all of us. This is something that we all feel deeply and have all very similar stories. So it's not something that we're trying to do like a get rich quick.
Okay, so I think at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, why don't you guys just create a business where you all have your own businesses and then you just host an event, and every year you have a big event and the 8 of you do it together, and you just every year you do this huge event funnel. Maybe you do a huge challenge, a huge event, you create this community and this tribe, but you're not worried about trying to create all these little funnels, and then you all have your own businesses, and then just you have this one thing that you do awesome together, but it doesn't become do you know what I'm saying? That might be an idea.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But as far as the receipt, getting people to go through this funnel, getting people to go through it, what is your suggestion?
Well, so for the free thing, you can't get them to finish it.
Right.
Right. And that's because there are a lot of hang-ups to getting a blog up and running. There's a lot of places where people get stuck.
Right.
Even with really good course, right? They get stuck.
So we have, we've already beta, and we had 100% success rate with our beta. We can get people up and going. It's more of a motivation. We've made it step by step, super simple, condensed. This is literally just how to get your WordPress up and publish a first post.
Okay, so then make it a challenge so that it's scarce, so that it's they have a certain amount of time to do each task, and then that way, it's kind of annoying, but if you do it so that they have each task in a time sensitive manner, then it's gamification. And maybe you could have a challenge you can do a contest for whoever gets done first, or whoever gets the whatever, the first followers. Create some sort of gamification in the challenge so that they'll finish it.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hey, Julie.
Hey.
Everybody else already asked my really good questions about my business, so that worked. I love a team environment. I do have one question, though, that I can ask on a technical aspect. Yesterday, you were explaining on Facebook for your crazy sexy bait before you go into a group and post, so you want to make sure that is the latest post on your Facebook page. Is that a pin post, or you just repost whatever your crazy sexy bait was?
So on your profile, you can't pin anything.
I didn't think so, right?
Right. So no, it's nothing pinned, and it's just It's just a post that you put up 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before you go into the groups.
Okay. Is it the same whenever you go into the groups? Do you use the same post then?
No.
Okay.
It always has to be different, have a different angle, because otherwise your followers on your profile are going to be like,
didn't I already see this?
Wait, didn't I already see this?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Cool.
Hey, Julie, you helped me a lot with a book funnel Audible recently. And it was called the Brave Body Method. And
yes,
I come from that author background, but I'm pivoting out of the health into the wealth category for faith-based women. So my overall question is, I've got these books, but I'm sort of changing my message a little bit. And I'm wondering, is that a big uphill climb to do a book funnel that would then go to this webinar that's talking about how to build a business for faith-based women? Is that like...
I would just start with the webinar. Remember the guy, the guy, who was I talking to about when he was in the intensive, and he's like, where do I start? And you need a net, right? Yeah. And your webinar is really what's going to make you the money. Mm-hmm. Build that first, because you can run ads directly to it. And when the ads get too expensive, or when you need to change up the message, or it's like the campaign is fatiguing, you put a book funnel. And now you're going to get your leads for free, hopefully. Okay. Right? And so your book funnel becomes the front end funnel. So like, I don't have a book funnel yet because I don't have a book, right? So I have all my webinar funnels and I run ads directly to them. They make money. Someday they're going to get tired and fatigued and the registrations are going to cost so much that I'm going to be like, all right, Julie, write a book. And I'm going to write a book and make a book funnel, and then I'll get my leads for free and I'll keep going.
So go to the webinar first. And when you're telling people to get a free offer, intro offer, and webinar offer, are you telling them to get a free and an intro that's like a book funnel to?
Exactly. So the idea is like when I say, okay, brainstorm your free and brainstorm your paid offers, right? Find the one that's like your core, because that's going to be your net. Because I had a client once who insisted on building that front end funnel first. So she did it. She would spend $1,000 in ads, make maybe $1,500, right? And she's like, well, it's working, but I'm only making $500 a month. I'm like, that's amazing for this funnel. Like, that's awesome. And then she eventually got it to the point where she was spending $20K a month, making $25. And she's like, I'm making $5K a month, which is awesome. I'm like, because you have no net. Like, that's never what it was for. So what she did was she had been running that. She was profitable on that SLO, which was amazing. She set up a webinar funnel and she launched it and made $35,000 because she's like, look, I made $35,000 with that, no ads. I'm like, well, that's not really true. You were doing it all along. And then when you had that net, you launched it to them and you happened to get it right and they all bought. If you do it the other way and you create the net and you create the webinar and you get people in, right? You know your customer, you know what they ultimately need. So when you go to create your front end funnel, you're more likely to hit it right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, Julie.
Hi.
It's funny, I'm on the floor and you're on the stage and we're still looking like eye to
We're
eye.
about the same height.
Cool. And I got the short person microphone. I should have gone
I know.
I have a video production business. I do storytelling for businesses to build emotional relationships between businesses and customers and all that kind of stuff. Up until yesterday, I wasn't sure which pathway that I should go on through the checklist, right? And so I'm leaning towards the freelance pathway simply because I've been using Russell's old Inner Circle funnel to hack the process for my high ticket services where I wanted to be an application and then a call to see if there's a good fit based on if their criteria and their application passes, and then we go forward from there. So making that pivot with, I'm trying to make this as much of a 6-inch putt for you as I can, so a lot of information possibly, but with taking the application and switching that to an intensive.
Oh yeah.
Instead of a free application where they pay a $1,500 thing for an intensive, where I already have the application written and then I have my script for the call that would be the follow-up to that already written. So it seems as if I have that content for an intensive conversation in place, because that's what's going to happen anyway with who I work with. So I'm just wondering if I switch to that with the intensive and then give the proposal on how to build I'm calling them funnel stories, right? Yep. How to build that story, and I come to you and we film it and all that type of stuff. is it better? Where do I kind of delineate between on the proposal to giving him like the whole quote and writing the script? Is that something that I would do, you know, through the intensive, or would that be something after I close it and I give the proposal, then we write the script and get all those details hammered out?
Right. So I have a videographer who did Proposal Secrets. And so what he does is he charges $1,000 for the 2 hours to talk about what their goals are, what their products are, their avatar, get their backstory, all that kind of stuff, and come up with some ideas, you know, enough to really get the idea is you want to give enough that their imagination is peaked, and then he hits them with the, you know, $30,000 6-month contract or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I would do. So enough to ignite the imagination is my answer, but not the whole script in 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's how I had it before. Like we'd go through the application and then the sales call where we take even more dive into their business and what their goals are, and then the, you know, the $25,000, $30,000 thing, and then we do that deeper dive to find the points within your story and your funnel that will connect with an audience and build the script based on that. So just kind of keep that structure, but just
I would make that part of the invoice of like the a la carte, like that's something that you're doing. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do it in the intensive, no.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome.
Hi, I'm Holly, and you did my funnel audit 2 or 3 weeks ago, the bestest, funnest mom.
Oh, right. Russell did your registration page.
Yes.
Yeah.
And shocking that moms still aren't showing up for a webinar, no matter what there is.
Shocked.
I know.
Is it auto or live?
Well, it's auto at this point because we went to like the, you know, see it right now or see it later, even with Messenger and all that kind of stuff.
And nobody's watching?
No, but the opt-ins are good. So, but you know, I have good copywriter. But so anyway, my thought process was the next thing would be to completely pull the one product out and put it like maybe a video sales letter, like 5 minutes on the sales page.
Yeah.
For $37, I don't know.
I would definitely consider a sales letter with a quickly consumable digital product. Yeah. I mean, as a mom, like, I don't watch anything.
Right.
So, yeah, I would try. Obviously, the registration page copy is amazing. So use that copy, but I would change your offer and I would do the milestone path where you try maybe $37, maybe, what is the price point now?
Well, it was $147, now it's $77, but I still have it bundled with other things.
But you don't know if the offer's good because you can't get anybody to see the offer.
No, and that's why, like, that's the other, I guess the follow-up question to that would be, at what point do I keep beating a dead horse?
Okay, so here's my idea. How about instead of doing an auto webinar, you just create a lead gen funnel, like I explained yesterday, and then build the pressure for a launch to your list, and launch it on email. And when you launch it, don't use a webinar, just use a sales page.
Okay. And you'd stick at the lower price point on that?
The 77.
Oh, the 77 or not, or go lower?
No, try it. You don't even know if it doesn't work. You just haven't had people to see the offer.
I know. I've done a million webinars and we still have nobody has seen them.
Right. So if they're not seeing the offer, it's because they don't like the container that your sales message is in.
Okay.
So if you generate leads using whatever you want to do, use the copy, create a lead magnet, create a list, and then build pressure, launch it to them, and keep the cart open for 48, 72 hours. Try it at the $77 level and see if people bite.
So if I think I have 4,000 on the list that had...
Oh my gosh, then do it just
Well, I mean, people that have like not gone to the webinar.
Yeah, do it, so start on that milestone. Start with the launch, but create a sales page first. You got to create the sales page, do phase 2, create the sales page, the sales funnel, build pressure for the launch, keep the cart open for 48 to 72 hours.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Clarification question. Back to your crab bait analogy a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday you said something about Russell had taken some videos, Tony Robbins videos, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it was a compilation bait.
Yeah.
Okay. And in that, it was a PDF list of the links, or it wasn't the actual videos on a CD or anything like that. This was a list of links.
Yeah, I don't know what he did, but I can tell you that I've done a lot of lead magnets exactly the same way, where it's like you're a round-upper, right? You round things like, I'm going to round up the best podcast episodes, the best whatever, and then you just curate them on a document so that they have all the best things, and that is the bait. And so you're not stealing videos, you're not like, there's no trademark issue, you're just saying these are the top 50 podcast episodes on how to create the most amazing offer ever. Boom, here they are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I
love your hat.
Thank you. My area of expertise is helping small businesses scale, and not, especially small local business, and not be dependent on just what their perimeter is, their local community. But I'm also passionate about helping others work from home, because that skill set, I'm sorry, I'm going to get emotional. My husband 6 years ago had brain surgery, and my ability to work from home like totally changed how we were able to deal with that. So I'm super passionate about bridging the gap to other parents and caregivers and those with medical diagnosis and disabilities.
Yeah.
So I'm at a crossroads of not just scaling my business in my area of expertise, but bringing that bridge and that voice to help others. And so we have a free group, and we're growing small. We've got 200 members, and we're going to launch with the Mindset series, because I feel like no matter what you want to do, no matter what goals, like you've got to get in the right mindset before you can hear the message.
Okay, so a couple things right off the bat. I just want to tell you. Number one, I completely understand passion versus paying the bills. But I said this in San Diego, there's nothing that will kill your passion faster than being broke. So I would make sure that for now that you keep that income going in your business so that you can protect that passion that you have that's so intense. In terms of the actual like what you want to do with your passion, you clearly have a very, very strong story and connection to people with medical diagnosis that you're going to be able to reach that nobody else. Like that's one of those things in your story, right? So but again, one of the things that I noticed, I helped a client launch and they were really into mindset and they tried to lead with that. And people in the situation that you were in don't give a rat's ass about mindset right then, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Like, right? What did you do? You built a business because your husband, right? You were in that like do or die moment. At that moment, you wouldn't have bought a course on mindset. You would have bought something that would get you the skill to get you the money so that you could then breathe, so that you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So mindset is so important. We know it's like 95% of the battle, right? We know that, but in that moment, you have to, and this is where it's like, this is where the technobabble, you know when Russell talks about technobabble, it doesn't necessarily have to do with techie talk. It just has to do with the fact that you will always have a message that feels, it's like we get bored of our message. Like you're at the point now where you're understanding that mindset is so important.
Right.
But the people you're serving are like 4 steps behind you, and they're not thinking about that. So it's always an incredible battle of the will to hold on to the thing that you're really passionate right at this moment and remember, okay, what they need right now is to figure out how to make $500 a month.
Okay.
And sell that.
I have to step back to where I was.
You do. It's like the Epiphany Bridge. You have to go back to the place where you were and sell that. And then what you can do is you can take the mindset and the stuff that you love and you can weave that into your teaching. You can weave it into your attractive character. I mean, that's kind of what you see me doing. Yeah. I do that same thing, but I don't ever sell mindset. I sell digital marketing.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, Julie.
Hey.
Are you tired of hearing that Proposal Secrets is amazeballs yet?
I will never be tired. That's awesome. I'm so glad.
I got 2 questions. One should be pretty quick. So you very graciously shared your your intensive funnel, which is awesome. My question was, we talked a lot about free traffic yesterday. We have the ability to run paid traffic.
Don't run a paid traffic to that.
Okay. Yeah. So you got to do some pre-framing, have some, Okay.
For sure. So what I would do, see, when I was doing this 3 years ago in the olden days when there was no Facebook Live, which is crazy. That's crazy.
World moves fast.
Wow. Okay. I would do a lot of Facebook Lives now, and I would do, so I was talking to Russell about this morning. There's a whole other side of agency stuff that I teach that I didn't put in Proposal Secrets, and I call it the Service Provider Webinar. And it's basically what I used to do is I used to create a webinar that wasn't a webinar like Russell does. It was like almost like a demo. And I would do this for ads, and I would do this for MailChimp, and I would do this for all these different things. And I would actually, because I'm not selling my knowledge, I'm selling my time and my implementation, I would do these webinars and I would show people how I'm doing it for my clients, and they'd be like, oh, I want that, and then they would sign up. So I would probably today do some Facebook Lives where I'm like doing an over-the-shoulder thing with clients or whatever, and I would run ads to that with a messenger link and bot and everything that leads to the services page if they're interested in to see the services and to book a call. Because I remember I did this just like a year ago. I did a Facebook ads boot camp showing, I like set up the ads for the client live. And then I got like 6 people to sign up for my $3,000 program off that one live.
Gotcha. Okay.
So something like that.
Yeah, no, I follow you. Okay. And then I have a quick follow-up question as well, and this is just about your model, and I'm just more curious than anything else. So how we've been going so far is just we have clients on, monthly retainer, it's fairly regular, and in Proposal Secrets, you do the full intensive, amazing, but you do it for about 4 to 6 months, and you kind of take it as it comes after that. I'm just curious if that was something that just worked for you, or do you have like a more fundamental reason for doing it that way? Because there's lots of people out there that are doing just the monthly retainer and kind of taking it as it comes. I'm just curious which way.
Monthly retainers were great for ads. They suck for funnels. Because tell me, if I say, okay, I'm going to charge you $4,000 a month to maintain your funnel, and then their idea of maintaining a funnel is like building 5.
Right. Yeah, I've run into that issue.
Yeah, so that's the problem, is like funnel building as a retainer is a horrible idea, in my opinion, because of the scope creep. Because what is funnel building? Is it, you know what I mean? So for Facebook ads, a retainer model works fine. So what I would do is I'd be like, okay, I'm going to build the funnel. It's going to take 6 months. It's going to be 30 grand, whatever. And then I'm going to do a retainer for ads and optimization. But that was very, very clear that it had nothing to do with building a new funnel or redesigning an entire sales page with a new offer.
So you, for instance, you might have something that's 4 to 6 months, 30 grand, and then after that you kind of on a lower level retainer, a couple grand to manage the ads and optimize and do some of that kind of,
and most people were like 60 days of ads, and then I was like, if you want more, we can do more, or you can take it over yourself or whatever you want to do. Yeah. All
right, cool. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Hi, Julie. I own a brick and mortar gyms.
Okay.
And the thing, I've been in several different masterminds, and the thing I noticed was that I never struggle with the lead generation growing. And so I got to focus on automation and scaling my business. So I spent about maybe 4 to 5 hours a week in the business, and have been for a couple years.
That's
so
awesome.
As I've left all these masterminds, everyone's like, well, they'll reach out to me, can you help me? Yeah. Well, that was my former business coach, so I'm going to give it some time. So now it's been a couple years, and I'm like, okay, I want to help gym owners grow, automate, and scale their business. The point is trying to figure out where, initially my thought was creating like a 3-day intensive, much like this, over 3 days, that helps them focus over what they're doing for the next 90 days. Every single thing in that room is done by the time they leave.
Yep.
For lead generation, content creation, everything there is done. Link up with someone who is our virtual assistant, hook them with a virtual assistant here. Plug and play. The question is that I know I don't want it to be my core offer, but I don't know how you sell that as a tripwire. What you just said kind of sounded as far as the whole looking over the shoulder. So having like do a beta group, have everybody come out to.
You follow Gym Launch Secrets?
I don't follow. I know people that have gone through it, of course. Know Alex's deal.
So yeah, I would.
And coming into a market with the same coach, I'm like, okay, how do you continue to disrupt the market and go in a path that is incongruent but congruent? Helping the same people but doing it, because I don't have a desire to necessarily go that way. My tripwire in relation to his 6-week challenge was a 4-week challenge that we essentially did over the course of back to back over 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Into a Facebook group. You paid for it.
Yeah.
We did it. And then the upsell would be the intensive to say, hey, here's a 90-day focus program, then a mastermind.
Yeah. So you want to teach other gym owners how to do that?
I want to teach them how to grow, automate, and scale their business. So essentially, they're in usually one of a few places.
So when you talk about those challenge and then this and then the mastermind, is that what you did? Is that what you want to do to your clients?
Yes, when I say clients, not gym clients, but the gym owners.
The gym owners.
Helping them go, hey, how do I, because the real issue is they're like, Facebook ads don't work. No, you're not spending enough money on Facebook ads. So helping them figure that stuff out. You have to give them, so the thing that I learned from Alex and Layla listening to them is you have to give them everything they need to succeed. And you have to, like Alex charges like $16,000 for his program. Right.
That's his low level program. And then his upsell is like 90. So he's doing that because he is literally giving them everything they need to succeed, like at a crazy, crazy level. And a lot of these gym owners are spending some of their last dollars with him, and their back is against the wall. It's like they can either try this and it's going to work and their gym is going to be saved, or it doesn't work and they're going to go out of business, right? Right. And so, I mean, I think what you need to do is whatever your model is, whatever you did in your gym that you're going to teach, you definitely want to create it so that it is completely like they do not need anything else, which is why I feel like a tripwire isn't a great idea, because it's like always only giving them a piece of the puzzle. I feel like just make one amazing, cannot believe it program that gets their gym from being fledgling to successful, and then create the mastermind, whatever, to help them for the ongoing program. So the question becomes, where Alex I know is successful is because that's a 12-week or 16-week program. 16 weeks. So you're paying $1,000 or so a week. So you're constantly being able to pay it down. Leads come in, pay it down. Yeah. So when you look at that from a 3-day intent like this right here, then okay, I need you to fork cash up front. So the other thought was, okay, I'm going to sell this for you in August. You're going to be able to sign up in May, pay May, June, and July, show up in August as a payment plan. But I don't really I kind of like it. It's not sexy, but it works. But yeah, I mean, you totally could. The thing is, they won't. You make that first payment. I need some results. Yeah, exactly. I need to see, right. So therein is why I'm stuck on that dilemma of. So just do what Alex does and charge them weekly. So just come into the market and do the exact same thing. Well, well, not the same product, but it's not the same product. It's not the same. It's not the same methodology. But what I'm saying is, the container is you have to the pain of the payment needs to produce results fast. Right. So whatever container you use, you're not going to sell what Alex sells, but whatever container you use should be such that they don't feel that pain for too long before they start to see the return on investment. Otherwise, you'll just have a bunch of unhappy customers. And how many gym owners can actually leave their gym for 3 days when they're about to go broke? Well, that was why I was saying I wanted something before that, because that's the whole idea, is the fact that you can't. Here's the thing, I feel like you're really thinking about how to deliver it instead of being obsessed with how do I make sure you're successful. So if you go to the gym down the street and you're like, you're about to go out of business and I'm going to fix your business right now. So I have that entire system together. Perfect. I have that together. The question is how to deliver that system. I think that you should deliver it as fast as humanly possible. Okay. So that when you're on a sales call, they're starting in the morning. So essentially, if I can say that I can deliver the exact same thing that he's delivering, but I can deliver it in a shorter amount of time with the exact same results or better within margin. The thing is, at the end of the day, you have to find the type of gym that you're, right. there's different types of gyms, right? Like there's a different avatar. You might be offering a different type of program, but like, yeah, you have to differentiate yourself from him in some way, but the way to differentiate yourself isn't by creating a 3-day event where you're going to have to force people to pay. Like, that's not the right way to differentiate yourself. The way to differentiate yourself is in your hook, in your story, in your avatar, and in what you're selling, but I would still deliver it as fast as possible.
So the container just needs to be as fast as possible and then focus on hook and story as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, just you got to get them results as fast. They got lights to put on. I mean, like they got to keep the lights on. Like gym owners are in a like any local business owner is in a serious back up against the wall scenario. Your program has to deliver results as fast as humanly possible.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi. Hey, Julie, how are you?
Good.
So I've got 2 businesses. One is my wife's hairdressing business, which is a multiple 2-comma business at the moment. Yeah, and it's been built on word of mouth. So we're looking to find a funnel or a product that's going to enable us to expand the business. And we've been experimenting with a couple of funnels, but really not getting any success because you're talking about products like hair coloring or blow drying. How do you create a blue ocean, within that's really going to make that product something that women just jump onto?
Gosh, I've never run ads for a salon before. I mean,
we tried a couple of things like, a weekly blow dry at a really reduced cost, or a colour club at a very reduced cost to get them in for 6 months, because most women don't want to change hairdressers. So you've got that factor to overcome in the first place, and actually get them in, and then get them in on a regular basis so that you can then upsell them into other services. But the stuff that we're trying, just not getting any traction with it.
Well, have you targeted people who've just moved, people who have upcoming birthdays? Have you tried creating a special offer for like a product of the month? Like this month we're featuring, whatever, Moroccan oil products. Mm-hmm. They're all, 20% off. Like go at it from a product angle to get them in the store?
That's hard because it's a premium business, so we don't want to compete on price or drop product level to do that. So it's more around services. If we can get them in on services, we make most of the money doing colours.
Doing colours.
Yep.
Okay, so then what do women need to be convinced to color their hair?
Like I said, that's hard. Generally,
what'd you say?
Gray hairs.
Gray hairs,
yeah.
Gray hair.
Generally, the client that we would attract or looking to attract is getting their hair done anyway. The question is, how do we get them away from their existing hairdresser? Generally, as you would know, you're not going to leave unless you're dissatisfied with your hairdresser.
Yeah, I know. You won't. Totally agree with you.
Yeah, so
I know. I wish I could just like manifest some brainiac idea on the spot, but you're right, they won't. So like the only way to get them to go away from their hairdresser to come to you is if you offer them something that either they didn't think of before that would be cool to try.
So let me explain. On the ads, we're getting good response on the ads. They come into the landing page, okay? Mm-hmm. Even some of them are filling in their details but not completing the transaction, so they're not putting the credit card details in.
Well, first of all, that would be the first thing, is I would never actually ask for a credit card information on a lead gen ad for a local business.
Okay.
I would just create a voucher, a special offer.
Right.
I wouldn't actually require payment.
Okay. Yep.
Because it's a really hard transaction to do.
Okay, yeah.
So
change that. So just put it as a voucher to come in and do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like a voucher, run some birthday ads. It's your birthday this month, so come in and try. Think of something new. Like I wouldn't necessarily try to take them away from their hairdresser, because like a lot of women are perfectly happy with their hairdresser, but if you're offering something cool or different, or like, oh, that might be fun.
Well, we are. Yeah. So we're offering like you come in and have a 2 weekly blow dry, right, for $20 a week over 6 months.
That's
That's getting interest, but it's not getting conversions.
Yeah. So the market is telling you
that's mainstream.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not new. That's not like.
That's what I'm saying. So how do we create a blue ocean offer out of something like that.
Right. Well, I think what you have to do is think about what's cool and new in the hairdressing salon industry. That, like, I'll tell you what, like, my hairdresser got me in because I think I went in for something that wasn't hair related, and she is really good. Like, once I was in, it was like, oh, you know, you could really, like, your eyebrows, like the whole thing. Yep. So you have to think of something new. Like, you're asking people to commit to 6 months of weekly blow dries. They don't, like, that's like such a huge commitment. What if I am away? Like, I would just create lead generation. I wouldn't try to take any payment. And I would, even though coloring is where you make the most of your money.
Sure, we're trying to bring them in on something else to get them into color. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And I know, like, my hairdresser does, like, wine nights, come in for wine and a free color analysis of your hair, and bring some friends, make a free event like once a month. With wine and, like, crackers and do all that kind of stuff. I know you're a premium. I know you don't want to compete on price, but sometimes, like Russell does with a free plus shipping, he puts something out. Sure,
we're happy to do a loss leader to get them in, absolutely.
A product of the month. This month, you know, and then maybe do some Facebook Lives where you're in the salon and you're showing a before. Like, my hairdresser saw the before and the after when she started using Diva Curl on my hair, and, like, do that and then run ads to that. Don't even sell anything. Just be like, look at what we're doing with Diva Curl this month. If you haven't tried Diva Curl, you need to come in and you need to buy the product and try it. Like, I would do that.
Okay. Just quickly, second question is, we also do relationships, both internationally, so Australia and here, and we've got a webinar that we're just trialling at the moment, and the first webinar went quite well, good responses, but we're only getting about 5% conversion between people coming to the landing page and actually then signing up.
5%?
5%.
Yeah, so the hook and the curiosity are missing, most likely.
Right. On the actual landing page, you mean? So we need to work on getting the hook better?
Because the registration page should be converting at a minimum of 20%.
Right. Okay.
So if you're getting clicks on the ads, but you're only getting 5% of people to opt in, then the message on the registration page is
off with the ad, right?
It's just,
So it's not synced between the landing page and the ad?
Or, I mean, but there's probably something, don't worry about the ad just at the moment. Like, sometimes it's the problem of, oh, look at this ad, that's super cool, click, and then they get there and they're like, oh my gosh, this isn't what I wanted, right? Sometimes it's the incongruency of the two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And sometimes they click on the ad and they land on the landing page, but the curiosity is missing, and they don't feel like it's worth their while to attend, and so they pop off. In which case, maybe it's not the incongruence, maybe it's just that you're just not juicy enough.
Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you.
And also check things like mobile optimization and all that kind of stuff too. Because if it's not mobile optimized, or it's a pain in the neck on a phone, people won't opt in.
We've checked that. That seems okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie. Hi. I have a question. It's on the 3 markets. And on my McNulty, I designed an app called Where to Shop and Dine, and the app connects colleges and communities for places to shop and dine while in a college region. My app is positioned for sale this year, and so I've had this aha moment that my life purpose is to be volunteering and serving on a higher level. I'm writing this book called Fundraising Secrets. It's the underground playbook for nonprofits to fundraise fast, grow sponsors, build a massive movement, upsurge profit, and impact the world. My question is, I'm not sure if I'm in the wealth market into online, because this is why I joined ClickFunnels and the 2 Comma Club, to get clarity on that and to create an awesome funnel. Or if it's the relationship market with love, and my tribe is the fundpreneurs. That's what I said.
I mean,
I feel that it's the wealth market only because of the way that my value ladder is written, with the sales and the online and having the master class to be able to teach the CEOs.
I think it's probably the wealth market, because at the end of the day, even though nonprofits are not around to make money, it's like creating wealth so that they can impact the world.
Yeah, I had to flip a coin on that. So, all right, who agrees? Wealth?
Everyone?
All right, wealth, yes? Okay.
I kind of think it's wealth. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Hey, Julie.
Hi.
So I've got a certain agency in January. I've got a few clients, but I need to make some more money, so I went through your program. It's great. One of the questions I have is I was looking at, you answered one of the questions I was thinking about actually going to local biz, but I said that's like at the bottom of the ladder. So I'm thinking like coaches and consultants. The city I live in, there's about 1 million people, and there's a fair number of coaches there. What are some tips to, like, I've had really good success reaching out and talking to people one-on-one. If I was going to do that, how do you find that sweet spot, especially with coaching and consulting, where I was thinking now doing a funnel, and is it just going to be a funnel build, or is there upstream things that we're going to have to do around their messaging and, you know, kind of building that all out? What's sort of the sweet spot to look for that coaching client that'll pay you that $20,000 or $30,000? And so what I was thinking of doing for targeting is go on Google, skip the first 2 pages, look for people that are maybe at page 3, page 4, see what they're doing, what they got for programs, if they got a social following, that type of thing.
So the attraction marketing thing that I taught with Facebook is where I found most of my clients.
Okay.
In Facebook groups. That's where they all are. I never went on Google looking. It was always Facebook groups. The people who are gonna be able to pay are people who are coaches with an established product already. So they're already selling. Maybe they have a book. Maybe they're coming out with a book. Maybe they're launching a mastermind. Maybe they're booked out with one-on-one clients and they want to figure out how to create more passive income. And so they want to funnel and they want to turn it into a group program or a course. Those are the people that I'm looking for in the coaching and consulting world. And then usually what they want is they want you to build a webinar funnel, or they want you to build an application funnel, or sometimes they want help with their ads and their social content strategy. Okay. And those are the primary things that I would look for. Booked out one-on-one coaches are a great one, because they're booked out and they're tired and they need leverage. And so you can be like, hey, let's transition you into a group program or a mastermind style or an inner circle style or a course, and then you can help build that offer and that funnel.
Right. And do you find that those guys that are booked out, are a lot of them in that mindset of, hey, like a course would be good, or do you find sometimes it's just that tunnel vision, I'm a one-on-one coach?
No, they're usually burned out. They're usually burned out and they want to be able to scale without taking on more one-on-one clients.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I started through the Secrets Masterclass. Around module 2 or 3, I watched one of the copywriting secrets class. Kind of figured I needed my value ladder and a tripwire, and somewhere in this like module 2 or 3. So I just went all in and wrote a book within like 48 hours to be the beginning of my membership site.
Okay.
But then I go and start listening to the audios right at the end of that module, and Steven's like, don't do that. But so now I'm like, so do I abort my book? It's done.
What's your book called?
Mastering Chatbots in 60 Minutes.
Oh, nice.
So it's just like the psychology and understanding how powerful a bot can be if it's used correctly.
Okay, so here's an idea. So you haven't actually built the business yet, right? Like you're still kind of in like the planning phases?
Yeah, I have my funnel built out and my offers and bonuses and secrets and all of that, but no, I have not done the construction.
Okay, so yesterday when I went through that whole thing, I would use Mastering Chatbots in 60 Minutes as your freebie.
Okay.
Generate a list, build pressure, and then pre-sell your first course. Do the milestones. I don't have the sheet with me. Do the milestones, but you've already gotten the who and the what.
Yeah.
You've already got the, you've done, maybe you don't have the hook in the story yet, so you should think of that. But you did you got the offer ideas. You actually already built the bait. Now just build the lead gen funnel and use it to collect leads, and then create a little launch, build some pressure, and then release it.
So I thought I was really clear on my who and result until I listened to you yesterday.
Oh no, sorry.
No, it's a good thing. So to clarify, so at first my thought was, so the reason I wrote the book or even mastered the bot was me trying to escape my corporate executive role and being a busy mom and all of the stuff that comes along with it. Once I implemented my bot, my business went up 400%. And so at first I was thinking, well, I want to go after moms who are stuck in the messenger hustle when they tried to automate an online business and are now constantly, kind of backsliding in that. So at first it was thinking like MLMs or network marketers, but then listening to you saying like kind of the more profitable. Do you have kind of a knee-jerk thought on I should niche into, or would that be?
I would just keep it at you're niching into existing business owners who are seeing rising ad costs and decreasing open rates on their email.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Hey.
Hey, Julie. You're amazing.
Thank you.
I kind of feel stupid asking this question, but I'm stuck at the beginning.
Okay.
And I've talked to a lot of people in here about that, but like I'm trying to get out of the career that I'm currently in.
Which is?
I sell pest control door to door.
Okay.
Done it for 10 years. I work for 5 months and then I take 7, 8 months off. And that's what I've done for 10 years. I used to own my own business. I sold it. Okay. But I'm trying to figure out how to get online. But I'm like, I know I signed up, but I'm stuck at who and what. And like, I have all these ideas and I'm overwhelmed with all the information that's just constantly.
Okay. So give me in like 3 seconds or less what your ideas. Your ideas.
Well, I have a bunch of them. I mean, I'm really interested in health and nutrition, and I have some product lines that I could MLM type things.
Okay, health. All right, so network marketing in the health space.
Some other ideas are coaching sales. Sales coaching,
for
informational
local?
Product.
Oh, for information product. Information product, okay.
And I mean, recruiting. I mean, in the current business that I do now, I could recruit teams.
So you built a business and was it successful enough to sell it?
Yeah, I sold it. I was a partner in the business, so I didn't build the whole thing. I had people that did everything.
Could you do any sort of coaching, sales, info products for local landscape pest control type businesses, like teaching them how to build and grow their businesses so that they can be sold?
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I mean,
but you didn't seem like excited about that.
Yeah, that's just not my. I got into sales out of necessity.
Okay.
In 2008, when the financial collapse happened, I got back into it because I did it in college. It worked.
Okay, so if you still have your business, so you're still making, or you still have your job, so you're still making money.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you're not like back against the wall, like all's gonna fall down and rain.
No,
Then go with your passion, which sounds like is in the health space. Is that where you're really passionate right now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I can already see the difference in you just when you said that. So that's where you need to go. So even though—
Which is such a red ocean. Like—
Oh.
I mean—
What? Tell me something that's not a red ocean.
I understand that.
Like building rocket ships to Mars.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like every ocean's a red ocean.
Yes.
Like we're 7 billion.
I need to figure out how to differentiate and get into the blue ocean.
That's it. Like I want to encourage. So many people come to me and they're like, "It's so red, I can't do it anymore." Like everyone else is doing it. And if everybody said that, there would be no new angles. There'd be no bulletproof coffee, right? Because he would have been like, Atkins is doing it, South Beach is doing it, Keto's doing it, right? And then bulletproof coffee came along. Like Russell has this uncanny ability to take something that's completely normal and like make a new name for it, and it like becomes a new thing. It becomes a trend. He's a trend setter. So for you in the health and wellness space, it's literally like taking what you like whatever your method is or whatever you like, and like trying to think of a new name or a new angle, the way Russell did like Epiphany Bridge. Like he turned that into a thing. He's like, Epiphany Bridge stories. Like we were laughing. We're like, that's really just a metaphor, right? Like he took the word metaphor and made it Epiphany Bridge. Like he took the word jargon and turned it into technobabble. And so he creates these things out of thin air, and he sets these trends just with a name and like starting to use it, and it starts to get momentum. So in your health niche, when you figure out what you want to do, figure out your who do you want to help, and what's the result you want to get them. And even if you're like, well, I want them to use this diet over here that I love, or this whatever, think about how you could rename it, change it, add something to it to make yourself stand out. And make sure you build a business around your MLM and don't make your MLM everything, because then you'll always have something that you own 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I have some products that I use that are in MLMs. Like, it's not my MLM.
Right, so you can just build a health business and sell those as, almost treat it like an affiliate marketing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hey, so this is going to be easy. So,
Good, an easy question.
Easy. Is $247 too low of a price point for a webinar to be profitable and to sell an info product?
I have someone right now who's selling $297 profitably, very profitably. So it is absolutely possible. In the entrepreneur niche, it's hard to get registrations for less than like $8 to $10. It's hard.
Okay. Now, I'm in health. I'm a health coach, and I work with people who have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and help them get off their pills.
So you just have to watch the numbers. And if it starts to get too expensive and it starts to not be profitable anymore, you just need a front end funnel to acquire your leads for free.
Okay. And the sales script for to sell my coaching one-on-one, that's going to be obviously a different offer, right? It's coaching, not an online program. You had mentioned a sales script or selling on the phone, right? So if I have somebody that's interested in working with me, where do I get like a good script to sell my product if I get somebody on the phone?
Well, I'm not sure if high ticket secrets in the bonus area, but there may be some good stuff in there about selling on the phone because it's all about high ticket sales.
Okay.
I mean, the first thing I did when I started doing sales on the phone was I bought Secrets of Closing the Sale by Zig Ziglar, which is so lame. It's not lame, it's a really good book, but it's like the book everybody buys. It's not like a super trendy book, but I bought it and it worked great.
Okay.
Grant Cardone has some great sales stuff too, but I would check out high ticket secrets and then look for I would just crowdsource in this group or in the ClickFunnels group and say, what's the best sales book you ever read? And just get a couple sales books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There might be a cool book coming at some point soon.
See, I told this was easy, right? I had easy.
Hello.
Hi.
So I have a question. You, on one of your earlier on coaching calls that you did when we just started 2 Comma Club X, you kind of made a comment or talked for like 2 minutes about done with you coaching.
Yeah.
And I'd love to kind of pick your brain a little bit more about that. So I am in the online service provider space. I've done for you. Everything from launches, courses, funnels.
Yep.
And then I also have been, but that's not for me. I know that, in my heart, being someone's monkey is just not where I find my groove. But then on the other end of the spectrum, I've also worked in communities where I create courses and trainings.
Yeah.
And I feel like that leaves a lot to be said. And I don't feel like that solves everyone's problem. So I really like working with online business owners who would like to learn the strategy. So I feel like this done with you model might be good.
Yeah.
But is that scalable?
Sorta. But you know what? It doesn't have to be scalable at millions. It could just be scalable. So I did a done with you program for a year where I built their funnel with them. I didn't actually do the work, but it was very high touch. It was $3,000 for 8 weeks, which was super cheap, by the way. So I wouldn't charge that anymore. But at the time I did. And if I got 15, and I ran 2 groups a month. And so if I got 5 in each group, that was 10 people. At $3,000, it was $30,000 a month. It's not totally scalable, but nobody's going to choke at 30.
And you weren't dying because it was.
No, because it was just once a week call.
Okay.
So it had course material and it had the call, and there was a little Slack channel where they could ask tech questions, but it was really 2 hours a week.
No, that's not a lot.
Right? And then questions here and there.
And so just a little follow-up question to that. Your proposal secrets, I heard on the replay of the San Diego event, a gentleman asked you about doing that for coaching.
Yeah.
And he was running a webinar to a discovery call.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of heard you talking to someone earlier about you don't want to be doing webinars for the business intensive. So
I just don't think you need to.
Okay.
is my point. Like, I just don't think you need to go that far. I booked all my intensives by simply having a simple services to discovery call page and going in Facebook groups and making connections. If you want to automate it, then I would consider doing Facebook Live demonstrations. I would consider some sort of funnel that then leads to the discovery call, but I just don't know that you need a full webinar. I did use a webinar for Done With You, however.
Okay.
Because there was a stack, and there was an offer, and I didn't tell them the price, and then I asked them to apply because I was only gonna work with people that were ready to actually work with me in the 8 weeks. So that was a webinar to a sales call.
Okay, so I'm probably going to try both and see what works.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Hi.
Hey, Julie. Eileen again. Thanks for my 100th question. Pre-selling, I took your advice and I just pre-sold it, so nothing's done for the course. I have 3 weeks until I'm going to start kind of a live doing the course, building it out. Do you would you run ads to Facebook to, like, I haven't told my list about it yet. I was just wondering with, like, launching, is that something you would do, is run ads?
If I were running ads to a pre-sale, I would run ads to sign up for a webinar. I wouldn't run ads direct to a beta sales page. Like when I did it,
Okay, yeah, no, it would be to a webinar. I was just wondering, is the goal to get as many people as you want in that first beta group so you have the most?
I always do that. Like, I know some people get nervous. It depends. Like, if you're nervous about whether it's going to work and you're nervous about like the results and all that kind of stuff, then you might want to keep it smaller so that it's like less impact if it doesn't work and less customer service headache. But if you're reasonably sure that what you're selling is going to work, there's no reason why you would hold back.
Get the most in. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, what's up, Julie?
Hi.
My name's Chris. I run a pastors network, so I teach churches how to get more Sunday morning visitors with Facebook ads. And right now I've got a webinar. It's converting at about 5%.
Nice.
That's what I was wondering. Like, is that good? Like, should I get a lot of haters saying like, oh, all he did was tell stories and share testimonies. He didn't actually teach us any of the stuff he said he was going to teach us. So should I redo it and try to put some more content in there and try to convert at a higher rate? Or should I just scale it and say 5% is good?
Okay, couple questions.
Okay.
Is it profitable?
Yes,
right now?
very.
So it's converting at 5%. So is this cold traffic or warm?
Cold traffic.
Just scale it.
Okay.
I mean, if there's anything that you can add, even if it's just one slide or maybe one nugget, a couple nuggets that you can like, I mean, I'm not talking redo your webinar, but just add a couple things that maybe we'll tone down people who are like, wait, you didn't give us anything.
Okay.
I mean, because you don't want to do the bait and switch where it's like, I'm going to teach you how to do this, and then they never, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
So if there's something you can do to add to it, but otherwise, I mean, 5% for cold traffic is pretty good. Like, what's the conversion rate on the registration page?
It's kind of duct taped together because I've been getting everything over to ClickFunnels. Some of it goes to my Ever webinar registration page.
Okay.
And some of it goes to ClickFunnels page, but about 10%.
Okay, so that is the problem.
Okay.
10%, I would want to see a registration conversion rate of a minimum of 20%.
Okay.
So chances are there's not enough curiosity if they think they know what you're going to do already.
Yep.
So I would work on raising the conversion rate of the registration page.
Okay.
Because if you do that, then if it's converting at 5%, then that will result in a lot more sales.
Okay, so on the registration page, it's just making the hook and the curiosity more juicy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
to try to get that up.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Julie. My avatar is working with dads that gone through a divorce or separation and losing contact with their kids.
Okay.
And so I'm unsure, like I'm kind of stuck. I've been writing a book for it. I've got a kind of my value ladder and a bunch of things in there, but I haven't started anything and I'm unsure. I suffer from perfectionism. And I'm wondering, like, where can I just get started and what, like...
Yeah, so I would follow the track that I laid out yesterday for the digital and the info product milestones. You already know your who and your result. So the next thing is to understand the hook, the story, and the offer. And so you want to look at your own story, what you have in your own story. Think about what you can say about that story that would make people go, wait, what? Right? So do that brainstorm exercise. Then think about the offers. It sounds like you've already done that. You have your value ladder, you have your offers planned out. So what you need to do next is create something free. Now, a book is a really big thing to try to do first for free. So keep writing your book, but is there something that you can give away for free right now that you can compile in the next 24 hours that you can build a lead gen funnel for and start generating leads? And then do the traffic where you start finding dad groups and stuff like that. Maybe you can run a few ads to your lead gen funnel if you want, collect some leads, and then once you have a group of 30, 40, 50 guys, build pressure and try to sell one of your offer ideas.
Okay.
So the next step for you is to find a lead magnet, something free.
So, say like an ebook or something I could take.
An ebook, a download, a consumable download of some kind. I never actually use books for downloads. I just use like, get this free cheat sheet on this or get this free whatever on that. Like you just got to think about what they might need.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the hard work you do.
Awesome, thank you.
It's amazing. So my question is, I'll ask the question and then give a little backstory if that's all right.
Sure.
So my question is, should I switch the webinar that we've been doing? So I've got a business, we've been in business 20 years. I started doing the perfect webinar before Funnel Hacking Live. Got to Funnel Hacking Live, did all this, now here we are. We are not good at driving traffic digitally. So everybody who's been on our webinar is through personal invitation, networking.
Yep.
So we've had 20 people on the webinar, 6 have converted, which is awesome.
Awesome.
But the webinar is geared just towards, or mainly towards salespeople. Okay. But going through this, our who and our what is more business owners. So my question is, I've got this webinar that's converting pretty well. Should I go and change it to...
What's the hook? Like what's the title of the webinar?
So how to close business fast without being pushy.
Oh, that's not for salespeople, that's for business owners.
Yeah, I would agree, yes. So just leave it as is and...
Yeah, I mean, 6 out of 20 conversions is amazing. So you've already self-identified what your problem is, which is traffic.
Right.
Right, so you need to get people who are good at traffic to drive traffic. And once you've had 1,000 people watch that webinar, then you know what I mean? But right now, 6 people out of 20 buying are really that's really, really good.
Yeah, so don't
fix what isn't broken. Go after what is broken.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
That is very helpful information and I appreciate it.
Good, I'm glad.
Hey, Julie.
Hi.
First off, thank you so much for Proposal Secrets. It was a huge dose of nitrous oxide for the engines in my marketing company.
Awesome.
And that's one of the reasons I'm here. The question actually refers to the reason that I started my marketing company. I started out in design when I was like 15. I've been doing it for 35 plus years. Did really well at Hallmark cards, but it was fast-tracked to be creative leads. But I walked away from that. My family walked away from that. We became missionaries overseas. We were church planners in Peru, did a lot of stuff, moved back to the States. I became a pastor. And in that, realized that was not my calling, not what I wanted to do. Left that for a few different reasons and then went back to start my agency. So this has been massive for the agency's part of things, but my question actually refers to the second part, which is a personal project. I want to help guys that are where I was, that find themselves in ministry, and it's easy to move from the corporate world into the ministry world. It's extraordinarily difficult to go the other way, and I haven't found any tools in existence that gave me any help to do that. And so I'm thinking it's a blue ocean, and my questions are twofold. One, is it a wealth question or a relationship question? Because I could see both sides to it. One is, because the tag that I'm working with is simply, break the holy handcuffs, leave your ministry, reclaim your mission, reignite your calling without losing your house, your heart, or your family in the process. So is that more focused on wealth, or is it focused more on relationship from your perspective?
Well, I guess I'm going to ask you the question. When you left the ministry, what was the one thing you were most scared of?
Wealth. It was. Okay. It's always.
There
how do I? I think that's the main thing that keeps guys rooted there.
Yeah.
Or
okay,
stuck
then
there.
that's your answer.
Okay.
That was my gut, but I just wasn't sure if there were other issues that were, fear-based, losing your relationship with friends, with family, with God. I just didn't know. But if it was primarily like, crap, what am I going to do?
That's exactly it.
Then it's wealth.
Yeah, and because when the wealth falls apart, then the family falls apart. You lose all those other components.
Yeah.
So the second question then is, does that sound something that would be more fit for a coaching perspective or a coaching model, or
I would start it as a coaching model.
Okay.
To see if you can actually take what you know and have it result with people. You'll just get better testimonials and stuff. It's high touch at first, but you'll know better what kind of course to ultimately create, what kind of books to write, all that kind of stuff once you've actually engaged with your customers at that high touch level. So I would start with a one-on-one.
Okay.
And you can, a lot of my one-on-one programs, I actually had training course modules to go with it. I created it so that when I would coach them, and then I'd be like, okay, and then this week, go into this training area, look at this, and this is your homework. And so I kind of did a dual model where I was creating a course as I was coaching at the same time. And then once I had the course, then whenever I coached, I would be like, when you coach with me, you also get this course with it.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I have two questions.
Sure.
My husband, he's an attorney, and he wants to start building up his clientele using social media. He wants to know whether if he should start his live video through his personal Facebook page or his business page.
Do his business page. He can use his profile to talk about what he's doing, to do teaser lives, but you can't attach bots or run ads to any lives unless they're on the page natively.
Okay. My other question is that we still figuring out whether he should do a membership funnel or a training model for caregivers. He's an elder care attorney. He practices elder law, and
membership is really hard. I wouldn't do a membership.
Okay. Because he has great topics, and it seems more like a training, I guess.
Yeah, so then that would be an info product, but I'm not sure if I would start with a membership. It's very rare for me to be like, oh yeah, let's start with a membership just because they're harder. I think an info product would be better to start with.
An info?
Info product, like a course, masterclass, training, something like that, yeah.
Right. Yeah, because he has about 38 topics to discuss.
Okay.
And
so that could either be one big course, or there could be groups and categories, and he could start with one specific topic, the biggest pain point, and build a course around that, and then he could build another course and another course.
Okay.
I just wouldn't do a membership right now, not yet. Right. It's so hard to get good money. Remember I was talking to her about the 3-month membership, and you can make more money selling a course than you can a membership, unless you have a huge following and a really good reason for people to stay in a membership long term.
Right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Julia, 20 more minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Hi, Julie. Okay, so I'm going to ask you my question, and then you can ask me if you want to know anything more about me. But I have a pretty large following. My platform is LinkedIn. What I specialize in is helping executives navigate into 6-figure careers, typically within the Fortune 100 company. So I've been able to do warm traffic organically, and was doing webinars, and I quit because I thought my percentage rate was really low at 4%, which now I feel really stupid. But
Don't worry, I did it too.
I thought I was tapping out on my audience, I was just doing it so often. So I'm curious, how do you create people still sign up. Like if I put it up, I'll get 500 registrants. Like it'll happen with if I put it up, a post a couple of times a week. So I'm not sure, like, how do I
on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I should teach a course on that.
That's impressive. You should teach a course on that. I'd take it.
I'm trying to stay on that one funnel thing because I thought that a few times.
Keep going.
But so I'm not sure what I should do about. So I have that product that I'm retooling now because I want to put more into it. I want to continue to over deliver. So I'm retooling it now. So I'm kind of going back through. I'm in the second pathway now. What do you recommend for doing a launch? Like I don't really need a beta. I already did a beta, basically. I have good testimonials. I'm not sure, like, how should I do, like, you know, doing it live several times. I've done it like 12 times. I'm not sure what I should be doing as far as, like, should I build pressure, or I'm publishing more, but I'm not really, I'm kind of at this like limbo stage.
Can you just like launch it once a quarter and like in between the launches, you know, generate your leads and then build pressure a couple weeks before and then just launch it and close it down and get a big group of people in?
I mean, I think I could. The first time I did it, I like did $20,000 in an hour. So I would like to do more, but yeah, I could definitely.
I mean, those are really your two choices. You can do a live launch once a quarter, right, and build pressure, or you can turn it into an automated webinar with an automated launch timer, so that everybody who finds it has 96 hours to buy and then it closes down.
Okay. I'm not having a ton of conversions on colder traffic, so like the warm traffic for me is definitely a big thing.
Then you have to, then I would make it so that you're, for, you know, 10 weeks, you're really nurturing, publishing, getting leads, and then the last 2 weeks are your launch, and by then hopefully most of your leads are warm. And if the leads come in right before your launch, they're not really warm enough, no big deal, they're not going to buy, but that means you'll catch them on the next cycle.
Yeah, I find that it's like the more exposure, I definitely see that for me. It's a really strange, like they have to see me and then I have that credibility. I don't know, just one question. For traffic, like how much do you typically spend when you see a webinar sign up? Because that's where I'm seeing like a huge cost for the demographic that I'm at.
How much?
$30.
And how much is the program?
$1,000 right now.
Is it profitable when you run ads?
No.
Okay. So then what I would do is, if it's $30 a registration, then it's probably the curiosity on the registration page is not enough. Like, you got to work on the hook on the ad as well as the registration page. That's where you got to first focus your funnel audible on. The second thing is, if you put $30 in and you get $33 out, it's profitable. So you're telling me you put $30 in and you get $10 out or $20 out.
Yeah, like the amount of people, and this, I should say, this is too automated. So that would be the one thing, the caveat. So I see that coming down.
But there's no scarcity on the automated. You don't have deadline funnel running or anything, do you?
I did actually. I was using the deadline funnel piece.
You were, and so what was the webinar convert? It was converting at 4%.
Well, that was live, so like it's not converting at all.
To cold, okay.
Yeah.
So then just create a way to generate leads in between your live launches.
Okay.
Just create a lead magnet.
Okay.
And you should be able to get leads for much, much cheaper if you're not running to a registration page.
Okay.
And then warm those people up, however you want to do that, and then launch to them.
Okay. I've started doing basically the high ticket coaching in the meantime because it was just not working. So, okay. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Hey, Julie.
Hey.
Hey, okay. My question is really, I'm just trying to stay on the one funnel thing right now. A little bit of background. Kate and I started the product company. We sold into mass retail in 26 other countries, and people want to know how to do that. And we're helping people do that right now through a one-on-one model. We're finding that a lot of the people that are coming in are lacking like some basic foundational business concepts that would be really helpful, like understand what really drives business.
Yes.
We'd like to, put people through that first. But we have kind of an attraction-based marketing system going right now that's very simple, and I like simple, and I guess my question is like, how do I fill that gap in the knowledge without building a second funnel at the moment, because the first one is still kind of in its infancy.
Infancy. So is it an application funnel or a webinar?
Yeah, it's an application funnel.
Application funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're teaching them how to go into mass retail with e-commerce products? Like sum up what your intention is, or like what you actually want like, what would be the ideal scenario for you?
The ideal scenario is helping 6-figure product companies go to 7 figures.
Okay. 6-figure product companies go to 7 figures. The problem is that when you get that 6-figure product company, they're not always, their foundation isn't always strong enough to handle what you're about to put them through?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to teach the foundation stuff?
Yeah, I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is there a way to just simply on the sales call act like the Grand Central Station and decide based on the sales call which track they go in, so you don't have to build a new funnel?
I think that could be a good solution. I thought of that. I didn't know how that would go, trying to decide in the moment, but that could be a good solution.
So what I think I would do is I would create some cleverly disguised questions on the application.
Yep.
That will kind of get you an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then, are you doing the sales calls right now?
No, Katie is.
Katie is. Okay,
Yeah.
so Katie can kind of figure out, and so then what she can do is she could do it one of two ways. She could be like, she could just pretend there's only one program and just literally just decide in that moment what to do.
Right.
She could, if she's not sure, she could be like, hey, here's our program, but we have actually what's like a foundations module. I think you really need this first. So, and then like wrap it into kind of like a bundle where they end up saving if they do both.
Yeah.
Or you could do it, kind of, yeah. I would either do it as a bundle, or I would have her just decide on the spot, if she has enough information, which one that she wants to sell them. But I feel like the foundation one, because what got them in was the sexy part,
Yeah, right.
I feel like if you're going to sell that one, it should be the foundations plus. Like, it should be like they get the whole thing, versus you get somebody on the call and you're like, oh, I know you're ready to rock this. Like, I know you're ready to go. Then you just sell them. So it's almost like the whole program becomes the bundle.
Yep.
And then the one that you were originally advertising is like the fast track.
Yeah.
Right now, Proposal Secrets is my fast track. So agency owners buy that because they don't think they need my big program because they already know digital marketing, but they need this. So they buy that. But then there's some people who need to understand how to do proposals, but they also need to understand how to build an agency, and then I just sell them the whole thing together.
So you're actually starting at the lower price point, the foundational things with what you just said there.
No,
right now, we're starting at the high end.
But Proposal Secrets is for the more established.
Okay, got it.
It's more advanced.
Okay.
So in theory, it should be, in terms of like the expensive, what's the price point right now?
For the high one-on-one is $25K for 6 months.
Okay, so if it's $25K for 6 months, then I would make it $30K for the bundle.
Right. Or
40 or whatever.
Yeah, I got it. Great. That's one follow-up question.
Sure.
The attraction-based marketing is not super scalable.
No,
we
not
could
at all.
combine that with some ads, probably to an application funnel.
For sure. I would definitely do a model where you were doing some Facebook Lives with messenger links in the copy above the live, and as well as the bot attached, just inviting them to reverse squeeze. I don't know, is your application funnel a reverse squeeze type?
I don't think so.
What is the step one?
It's just surveys. Just survey. Fill out the questionnaire, and we call you.
Okay, so
Or they schedule a call.
Okay, so you might have to put a little video above the survey if you were going to run traffic to it.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would do that, and then basically I would really focus on the bottom of the funnel. So like run the ads to the application funnel using Facebook Lives, using bots, like just all that kind of stuff, and then run an ad to people who hit that first page but don't actually fill out the survey, and be like, hey, we saw that you checked out our survey, and then run an ad to people who got to the application. So I would set up, like, if there's however many steps there are, run a retargeting ad at each step.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to see the ROI faster.
Great. That was super good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hey, Julie. Yesterday you talked about the Facebook algorithm, and I loved your training on the personal profile because we have really been focusing on the fan page. But you mentioned something about your group and having engagement in your group and it affecting your algorithm. So I just started having this moment. I have all these groups that maybe aren't being used, or I'm an admin in, maybe they were created for a smaller 30, 60, 90-day challenge. They're sitting there. Is that hurting me to have groups that don't have engagement? So,
no, I was saying that what I was saying about my free group is that if I let the engagement die and I don't proactively nurture it, when I want to go promote stuff in there, the algorithm won't be in my favor.
Okay.
So I'm using dedicated promotional threads to ensure that at least 2 or 3 times a week, I have posts that are going live in there that have hundreds of comments, so that I know that the engagement, so that Facebook is seeing that that group is active. So it's more just like a preservation thing I'm doing to keep the group active, so that when I want to go in and promote, the algorithm is working in my favor. Okay. But it doesn't penalize me if I'm an admin in a group that's kind of like dead. I would archive them, but I wouldn't necessarily like worry about them being detrimental.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
So I'm basically focused like selling like weight loss supplements to women, because basically most of my customers are women.
Sure.
And working on not me as the attractive character, but I would love to, because I'm a guy, but I have this girl that she's going to be the attractive character. Now, what I've seen from some other supplement funnels I've seen, like Lady Boss and Organifi, the price point will not let me have like a big ROI on whatever Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I should go for like a $4.90 something kind of bundle with a supplement plus accountability plus whatever other thing, and I'm also not sure what to give as a freebie to come into it, because it's a weight loss thing. So I'm kind of confused on that.
Yeah, so I would definitely funnel hack the people that you are interested in looking at. I know that like selling big, huge bundles are really hard. I know that selling high-end health coaching can be lucrative, but you have to have them buying something on the front end, whether it's, lifetime access to my, Transformation Academy for $197, or buying $100 for supplements, or whatever it happens to be, and then some of them apply to coaching. So you definitely need, in the health space, you need more products at mass, because you're right. It's not like you're going to make, in the entrepreneur space, I spend $15,000 and I make $100,000 because my price point's so high. But in the health market, you got to go wide, not deep. And Russell said something really interesting. He said in supplement companies, oftentimes the most money you make is when the business dies. And what he means by that is in the supplement world, people who are spending $1 and making $1.02, they scale it. They scale it so fast and so hard. The margins are so slim, right? But they scale it. They spend millions. They watch the numbers like a hawk, right? And every single profit they have goes back into the ads, and they keep scaling and they keep scaling and they keep scaling. And because they're spending millions, that 2 cents is racking up really, really high. And then what happens is when they shut the ads off, then the residuals is where they actually see the money, because now they're not feeding it back into the loop, right? And so they actually make the money when they cut the campaign. It's like while the campaign's building, they're just fueling it. And even if it's 2 cents or 5 cents or 10 cents, they're scaling it. The thing is, if you're not good with numbers and you're not good with analytics, you could completely annihilate yourself really fast.
All right, so basically I would start with a front end would be like the supplement, and then work on to whatever coaching or the...
Yeah, so the supplements are actually, it's probably better to create an info product business and use the supplements to help it rather than creating a supplement business with info products.
Yeah, so info first and supplement to help it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
For digital, just a proposal secrets question. So for a digital, for a consulting agency, right? Would you drive traffic, cold traffic to the service page?
No, never.
No. Okay. Would you drive traffic to a webinar related to services?
I used to do live webinars all the time, showing people how I did ads, showing people how I use MailChimp, showing people how I did funnels, and I would do these I wouldn't call them webinars, I'd call them demos.
Okay.
And I would demo my skills, and they'd see how cool it was, and then I would invite people to book a call with me if they were interested. So I would probably do that. If I was going to drive traffic now, I would do demos all day long on Facebook Live. I would boost those. I would attach a bot. I would put a link up at the top that says, if you're interested in being the client for my next demo, book a call.
Okay. So that's how you would build up the agency to get more clients?
With paid traffic, yes, that's how I would do it.
Just demos on a paid traffic?
I would do demos all day long. Yeah.
How to do that. Okay, and another little question, because I'm focusing on something called review funnels. So it helps a local business build up the online reputation. My kind of line is how to utilize your online reputation to get new customers without wasting time or money on paid advertising or useless social media strategies. First, do you think it's good?
I hate this question.
Okay, awesome.
I mean, no, I mean, just because like it could be good, but like I just don't know. I need the data. I could tell you if I had data.
I agree, but I'm thinking about doing a webinar for this, which is essentially directed to local businesses.
Okay. I would do it because there's a bunch of people in Inner Circle that are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so still work a webinar with local businesses.
Yeah, because for that particular one, that probably a webinar would probably work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Awesome, thank you.
So I think we only have a few minutes, so I'm going to take these last 4 people, you two, and then I think Brent is going to come and turn my mic off. Okay, hi.
Cool. I want to start by saying thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
A question about proposal secrets, mostly about tools, right?
Okay.
Was there a tool you recommend for scheduling and calendaring?
Oh gosh, love Acuity. Acuity is amazing. The $10 a month Acuity is perfect.
And
you
what
can
about
build all your intake form questions right into it.
Okay, cool. And then as far as calendar-wise, or just
that does it. That does it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what about managing like emails from multiple domains? You know, like they just use G Suite. Is that? That's good enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
That's what I did.
Thanks for everything, by the way, Julie. Quick question on my first front-end course that new traffic is going to kind of get to know, like, and trust me. Should I offer micro courses? I'm in health and fitness, so a micro course on exercising at home, nutrition, pain relief, or should I do a 4-week challenge that gives them a little taste of everything, and then from there they can kind of branch off and purchase courses that they're more interested in?
I would think about what is the result you want to get women and what is the result they want the fastest.
So go more specific and narrow then, is
like
what you would suggest.
Results based. Yeah, so like what do women want and what is the result you want to get them and sell them exactly that.
Okay.
Because otherwise, yeah, we can get excited about like all kinds of courses and you could do this and you could do that. And I tried that actually and just did not have any luck because a confused buyer doesn't buy, but if you stick in front of them one specific sexy, I need that result, then they'll buy.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Julie, I forgot to ask this question here as a follow-up. We were talking about doing Facebook Lives and in an effort to scale our application funnel.
Yeah.
But we're not really doing demos. What has been working well is just like kind of being on podcasts or being on people's Facebook Lives together. And I just wanted to see, what were you thinking when you recommended that?
The Facebook Lives.
Yeah, what activity were you talking about?
Well, so what I would do is I would assemble like the top 10 to 25 questions that people have asked you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like you're not really selling the knowledge as much as you're selling the access to you.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be afraid to like be like, okay, this is the, like today we're going to talk about whatever. Give me a question that they ask you all the time.
There's
a million probably.
Yeah. How do I get more people to see my product?
Okay, there you go. How do I get more people to see my product? That's what we're going to talk about today on this live.
Because they think it's about the product.
Because they think it's about the product.
Yeah.
You're going to learn the one thing that everybody can't believe that we tell them when they say, how do I get more people to see my product? Show up on this Facebook Live, we're going to talk about it, right? And then you tweak the headline, make the copy, and be like, if you want to talk to us about your specific product, if you're not sure, click the link below, and we'll get you on our call, or whatever.
Great. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Julie. I came in here to ask.
Yes. Okay.
I came in to ask one question, and then you answered Samir's question. And it was this, as if you were pointing at me when you said you do not make money when you have a product business in e-commerce until you actually shut it down and you watch the cash come through.
Isn't that funny?
I built a number of brands to a significant level and just cash flow, break even, negative until you shut it down, and then you see this incredible brand that you built to 50 million plus, and you really don't enjoy the cash flow until it starts to die. It crushes my heart.
It's an emotional roller coaster for sure, and so many people don't understand, and they don't understand that when you're watching margins that are just like razor thin, and you're using all that revenue to feed that machine, that you really can't reap the fruits until you turn that revenue, that marketing campaign off.
Especially when it's continuity and auto ship.
For sure.
That's it. I don't want that to happen this time. Okay?
Well, then pick the right business.
Okay, so so I have a brand, building it for 7 years. It's a product brand.
Okay.
Hair regrowth for women. Hair regrowth for women.
Okay.
Okay, we are changing women's lives. We're allowing them to own the day every day. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And by regrowing their hair, but it's a product business. Now, I know in taking them through the destiny and where they are, the average order value is decent at $350, lifetime value. But based on my acquisition costs, it's decent margin, but I want to be able to service her better and sell her an information product.
I was just going to say, where are the information products?
We've never done them in our last decade in business.
That is what changes that machine of like watching the business capital come in when it dies, and it completely upends the whole game when you start creating a movement and a tribe and info products and creating that around your product, and then you're acquiring all of your leads for free, and and every single penny is in your pocket.
And that's where the gap is well, if we start narrow, it's kind of easy. Okay, you're buying a hair regrowth product, we're going to sell you styling hair related solutions. But our goal is so much bigger than that, is to have her who's going through imbalances and hormone changes from pregnancy to menopause to get that balance back and on the day. But it's sincere with the brand selling her information products that helps her gets there. Or do I partner with someone that has other people that have information products, we're licensing and selling them to something with a different brand and monetizing that name flow?
I would be more inclined to license it and keep it under your brand rather than like adding a new brand, because then it just becomes like a glorified affiliate marketing.
Right.
So if I would dig deep and either create your own offers or figuring out how you can license something and really make it so that there's a lot of that brand identity. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.